telephone weeps a lonely blues. Down on the street with nothing to lose. Saw a flash of fangs in the alley's grind. Someone's running out of precious time. There's a heavy breathing neath your bed, filled with all the things your mama dreads. Your city sleeps, but the fear is deep, and we're the only promise they can keep. Hear the call cut through the smoky blue. Hooty, hooty, hoo, when the darkness comes.
Oh, hey, y'all.
Got to cut off short a little bit.
I don't know what happened. It does it on its own. So, yeah, I noticed that too. It cut it off. So I hope everybody had a good Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Yes, definitely. We survived. How about y'all?
Barely. If I have to keep muting myself, I told them I didn't want to have to sit and be going, and hearing me breathing. I'm snotty.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man.
Well, maybe Roger's gonna jump on here with us. We'll see in a minute.
I don't know. I've been wanting to do this one for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Hillary.
Well, we got a few people still coming on in here. We just jumped to like 33 folks. I don't know. I'm gonna have to break down and just like bite the bullet. I'm gonna go get me a darn computer, this tablet. This thing is crazy. Yeah, Roger, where are you at?
Hey, Diane. Well, hey, everybody. Roger, where are you?
Yeah, I hadn't even been putting no super beard growth in it yet, but look, it's down to look, right there. It's getting there.
Yeah, y'all got to give me just a second. My nose is itchy. I'm sorry.
Banking National Forest in Moulton. Look there. Yeah, he's on the other side of the bikehead. Man, yeah, I'm still kicking that. You know, they say you can't keep a good man down. If I was a good man, I guess I wouldn't be down then either. Yeah, look at there. There's old Wendell. Man, Wendell, you had so many folks, and then my mama called. I had to talk to my can't not answer the phone when your mama calls when she's 83-year-old. So yeah, I had to jump off. I hate to miss the rest of the show. There's brother Billy Ship.
Verax said, "Send me a link."
Oh my goodness, send Verax the link. Shoot, send it to him. Verax may know something about some of this. We'll get him on here with us. All in a month.
I don't know.
Diane? Yeah.
I don't know how I'll send it from here. Hang on. I'm echoing. Am I echoing? Yep.
Not to me, I can't tell it. Yes. Yes, I'm on. Look, I'm gonna get this where I can look. If I'd ride my 4-wheeler, I could just let it party, let it go back behind me. Look like flames.
I can hear myself echoing. I don't know why.
You're not echoing on this side. How about y'all? I mean, are y'all hearing her echo?
Yeah. Hey, Kevin said a little bit.
Thanks, man. I enjoyed that show the other night with Roger. We had a good time. We touched about 1/50th of what I could talk about. Yeah, they said you're not echoing there.
Well, it's only when I talk.
Well, yeah, but that's what you're talking about. They said you're not echoing.
Yeah, no,
I don't know.
they said Verby said I'm not, but everybody else said I am a little bit. No, it always
It's that,
happens. It was fine before we started, and then this always happens.
it's that thunderous voice you got. That's what it is.
It must be.
It's not bad enough to hurt anything. Look, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't have any. I don't have anything hooked up.
Oh,
Let me try to move my computer a little bit. Is that better?
I wasn't doing it to start with. I can't tell you if it's better because I couldn't hear it.
Okay, they're saying it ain't bad enough to interfere with anything. Roger, are you coming on so we can get started or what? You're killing me, Roger. Hang on a second, y'all. So, Greg.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Murray said there's feedback when I talk. I don't know.
I'm not hearing nothing. You sound fine. I mean, look, I'm not here in the middle of nowhere. Maybe it's just I'm not getting the full signal of the feedback. I wish I could have stayed on Windows Show a little bit longer, but like I said, I had to talk with Mom. She's got 3 forms of heat in her house, and her gas logs ain't working right. She's about to stroke out because she can't keep it 112 degrees in the living room. Yes. Yeah. But look, Kevin right there's got an idea. You ought to hear it when I think sometimes her Mexican lady and her British dude start arguing.
They do that a lot, but let's see. Hold on, let me try something else right quick, see if this works.
Paro said turn the volume. Paro, you're supposed to be screaming pump up the volume.
All right, is that better? It's still doing it. I don't understand.
Yeah, I'm telling you, my side, it's perfect. I can't hear nothing. I mean, you sound normal.
All right. Well, if it gets too bad, I'll just keep hitting the mute.
My part, I'm telling you. But
I was eating popcorn. It's a hot popcorn. I got stuff all over me, y'all.
Man,
what y'all doing?
She's freaking out because she says she's got an echo that I can't hear.
I can't hear.
Yeah, it's bad on my end.
I didn't study, y'all.
You didn't have to. It's okay. Some of these, I swear, y'all, gosh, it just blows my mind at how I remember some of these and how some people remember some of these. And it's like, I know 1,000%, like a lot of these movies and books and all that, my kids, I got to let my seat down. Hold on.
Is it kind of like the tequila effect?
What is it?
Is it kind of like the tequila effect or
what's that?
I guarantee the tequila effect can cloud your memory.
Yeah. But
that's what I was gonna say, because I don't remember if I drink tequila.
The one that I do remember was about the Star Wars quote, and what messed it up was when what's his name in that movie? What was it where he was selling the brakes after his daddy passed away? The brake pads. They said, "Luke, I am your father," into the fan. That's where everybody. Yeah.
Yeah. But you think that's what caused it?
I think it was what caused it with me, because I just started repeating what that idiot was saying. So
which movie was that? You just
the one where the Callahan brakes where his daddy died.
Oh, that's Tommy Boy.
Yes. That was an awesome movie.
Yeah, that's what Joe said.
Yes. Man, I didn't realize that Chris Farley was as old as he was. Chris Farley would be like, I think, 60-something year old now.
Man, he lived hard, didn't he?
Yes.
Mm.
He burnt the candle at both ends and up the middle with a blowtorch.
That's right. Yeah. You see, David Spade still gets choked up talking about him.
He does. Misty, check these out. Look what Abby left over here the other night. Look here. Look, yeah. Yeah, that's what.
It's perfect with the beard. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
That looks snazzy. Ain't that snazzy? It says Happy New Year.
You look like
Burger King.
No, check them out. Ain't that nice? Look, she got a whole stack full of them. I'll send y'all some.
No. Oh my gosh, what is it? Oh, what is the name
Don't
of
think
that show?
Mandela
Enchanted.
Effects. Who?
The king on there, the dad or whatever. You look like him. He's got the red beard and all that. That's what you look like.
I got a hat, but I don't want to stand up and get it. The Happy New Year's or whatever. Oh Lord.
Yeah, I get that comment, Robert. I get that comment a lot nowadays. I mean,
It's easy.
that's some dude walked in the store today. My truck was sitting out by the pump. I went in to pay for my gas and stuff, and some dude come in behind me, and what it was is the pump I was at. The other pumps was full, and when I got there, I had to use this one pump, and that was the only one there that had diesel. Well, that guy was needing me to leave or move. He walks in. He goes, ZZ Top, you gonna move your truck? I was like, dude, as soon as I can pay for my fuel, I will. He's like, oh, okay. I just make sure you wasn't gonna hang out in here. I'm like, no.
Oh man, window show wore me out. I was laughing so hard I was about to die.
Oh man.
Hey, do you know how to get a hold of Verax to send him a link?
You can put it from at the bottom of the screen into chat, but I can send him one.
Yeah, see if you can send him that link.
All right. Hold on just a second.
It's that. Look at there. See that one comment right there. I keep telling her it's that damn native bone structure. It's a native bone structure.
I sent him a link to a show. I don't know which show. Verax, there's no telling where you're going to end up at, but I sent it in Messenger for you.
Well, hey, everybody. All right. So, listen, we've been talking about doing this for a while because, like I said, hold on. He laughed. If you don't get that or whatever, send me a message on Messenger and I'll send it to you that way. But I've been wanting to do this one because I'm telling you, I've got to go dig through my storage building and my old tubs and totes and just check out the videos and stuff that I've got because I didn't put this one in here, but y'all know the movie Shazam, right? I mean, the one that supposedly was never a movie with Sinbad.
Yes.
My kids had that movie. So did my sister.
I worked at a video store.
There's a Mandela effect in that Mandela effect. It's the Berenstain Bears or whatever, the Berenstain, and they're saying that it's Berenstain. And they go up in the attic and find that book when they find him in the lamp. Wow. Y'all, I'm telling you, I don't know what's going on, but the world's gone crazy.
Well, if you start down the rabbit holes and talking about the glitches in the Matrix, but I won't go there. About things we remember collectively, and it's I've heard people argue over stuff like that. Like, no, that never happened.
Hey, that may have been that may be a Mandela effect about Yarrington sliding on the zip line naked. That may, you know.
No, stop.
Bacon in the wind.
Yeah.
Bacon in the wind.
I told y'all the story, and you didn't know who it was.
Dang, Roger, you're cutting out. I lost you.
Oh, I got to put my. Hold on. I thought y'all froze up for a second. Am I good now?
Yeah, I got you now.
Mandela, yeah.
Yeah, I thought he died in prison too.
Yep, Fruit of the Loom. I don't care what they say. There was a cornucopia on my drawers.
Dude.
Tiffany, my dad, listen, I didn't put that one in here either, but I'm going to tell you right now, my daggone dad, every time he got that manila looking daggum thing in the mail from Publisher Clearinghouse,
Oh, yes.
he filled that sucker out religiously and always mailed it back in. He done knew that Ed McMahon was going to show up at our door one day. And guess what? Ed McMahon never did. But he sure as shit did run the daggone sweepstakes.
Well, so what's the Mandela effect with the sweepstakes?
They're saying Ed McMahon never had nothing to do with that whatsoever.
Bull crap.
Yeah, that's what they say.
My grandmother would get things mixed up. She was a good lady, but man, she would mess stuff up trying to tell a story, and we'd laugh like crazy. We went to her house in Bowling Green, Kentucky. She's sitting there smoking her cigarettes, drinking motor oil, as coffee, but it was thick. But anyway, she was just randomly said, "That dang Ed McMahony," and my mama was like, "What?" She said, "That dang Ed McMahony," and Mama thought somebody, it was a neighbor or something. She said, "What'd he do? He keeps sending me these dang letters saying I'm won the sweepstakes or whatever, and I don't never get a response back." And we're like, Ed McMahony.
Yeah.
So I know that one was real.
Dude, I can remember back 30 years ago when somebody'd lay out of work where I worked, and that was kind of a running joke. Would be like, "See, you laid out yesterday. Hell, we thought Ed McMahon brought you a check," and we've said that 1,000 times.
Yeah. Now he might have did it for a few years and then stepped away, but he did it.
No, they're saying he never did.
Would show up in a suit with the check bigger than he was, and the daggone balloons and the camera crew and knocking on people's doors. Y'all can't tell me no different. He literally was doing that crap. I'm telling you, my dad done that, and he filled it out every time he got one of them papers. I know Ed McMahon had something to do with it.
Look what Herbie said.
There's a guy that lives here in the town right up the road from me. He would go by my mother's florist, and he'd just go by there, and he just walks all over town. But he would get my mother because the guy was illiterate. He couldn't read and write. And he just knew he was going to win that sweepstakes, Publishers Clearinghouse. And he would come down there and let my mom read his mail to him and tell him what it was. And if he had to send something off, she would fill it out and send it off for him. Every time he got something from Publishers Clearinghouse, he would come down there first thing, and it had to be filled out. And she would always kind of chuckle about it. Well, by God, he finally got a letter one time, and he won $20,000. Sure did. That's the only person I've ever heard of in North Alabama that won anything from that. But he got 20 grand.
Well, he said it wasn't. It was
Different
American
company.
Family Publishers, not Publishers Clearinghouse. But I remember it being Publishers Clearinghouse. It had the daggone, even the Manila thing or whatever had little houses on, you know what I mean, little black houses, and it said on it Publishers Clearinghouse.
Maybe that's why we were reading it. We just
Maybe.
Well, now, look, I've got a few brain cells that took abusive bruising from bourbon amongst a few years there, so it's a little cloudy on some of it. But
and I can see how that could get mixed up. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like the Tommy Boy thing. Millions and millions of people saw that scene where he had the fan going into Luke, I am your father. Yeah, that's how it can happen. Yeah. American Family Publishers. I had never heard of that.
Hey, look, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying how I remember it.
Hey, I got to address Hillary. Hillary, pay you $10 piece to sing in a can. She says I reminded her of that blind guy at the radio station on Oh Brother Where Art Thou.
Oh my God.
Maybe we need to get some of that reform, Daddy.
Yes. Boy, is that not the best movie?
Oh, it's an awesome movie.
That's one of my favorite ones. I'm a Dapper Dan man, damn it.
Ain't this place a geographical oddity, dude?
Yes, look, dude, that's what look. If anybody can find some Dapper Dan, send it to me. I'll put it in my beard. We'll see what happens.
I'll find some. Dapper Dan, man. I don't want fop.
Yes. Since we're banned from Woolworths, is that all of them or just this one store?
Just one, yeah. So Jif used to be Jiffy. Is it not Jiffy now? I don't look at the labels anymore.
Okay, look, I did actually take the time to make a video.
What? You did?
Yeah, not a good one, but I made one.
It took her 7 years to make it, but she made one.
I tell you what, I got to figure out some different ways to do this crap because it takes forever.
Do not seek the treasure.
Yes. Yes, do not seek the treasure. Oh, y'all look.
Well, that's the Mandela effect. That's what I'm saying. Obviously, that's not going to tell you it was a publisher's clearinghouse.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all, this is all bullshit. We're just joking.
They took the books and the movies and everything. They're all gone.
Y'all,
have you ever seen Ringers, the movie with Johnny Knoxville in it when he's
yes.
and Jeff right here, he said Jiffy. He said, what's his name? He said, Jeffy, what's your last name? Dahmer. He said,
Yeah.
He was practicing. He said, my name's Jeffy. I can count to potato.
Yes. Look, y'all, I'm gonna come clean about something. It made me feel terrible as a parent. I felt like I'm talking about just a total failure as a parent. Because last night, Wanda and Abby was here, and Abby's 13. And y'all, look, she'll be 14 in April. But anyway, she's over here and I'm flipping through, we got 8,000 channels to watch something on. We've got Prime and Hulu and all Netflix. And I'm scrolling, there's never nothing to watch. It seems like you hadn't seen it's worth watching. Well, I'll say I'm talking a forever classic. And I look at Abby, I said, baby, have you ever watched that? She goes, nope. And y'all, it's like I shrunk. I felt like I have failed as a parent. Me and her sit here and watch The Goonies. And I laughed at her. She was mesmerized. And oh man, but I felt like a just horrible parent. I was a failure.
I do that with Heather. She's a few years younger than me, 3 or 4, whatever. So movies I watched when I was 12, 13, and 14, her parents wouldn't let her watch. And it's like all the time, have you seen this? No. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And it's fun, but Greg, it's fun to watch those movies again the first time with somebody that's never seen them. That's absolutely awesome.
Oh, I sit here. I was listening to the movie, but I was watching her facial expressions, and it was
awesome. Now, the Western Auto, is there a Mandela effect there? Because I remember having a Western Auto bicycle, and there was one on the corner of the store here in Lewisburg. I don't know.
Western Auto sold guns.
Yes, they sold everything.
Yes, sir.
I remember I was real young, like 4 or 5, and I saw some bicycles in the window, and I told my mom and dad, I want one of them. And I appreciate this. My grandmother's boyfriend, my mom and daddy couldn't afford the bicycle. He went to the city dump and found a Western Auto bicycle, rusted up, and he fixed it up for me. And he didn't have a chain guard on it, and I got my britches leg caught in it, and they about killed me.
That's one of those.
Your britches. I got my foot caught in the daggone spokes riding on the handlebars when I was a kid. I about tore my whole daggone foot off. Screw your pants, Roger.
You never get on the handlebars.
That's why our toes is so short and stubby now.
Yeah, we cut my little piggies off.
They're scared to come out and play.
Oh man,
that
there's
was
some
bad.
of them that.
Oh, Hillary! Oh my God, she's quoting Pootie Tang.
Oh, gosh.
Western Auto 10 gauge. See,
Yep, I'm pretty sure I've got a couple of Western Auto guns right now in the gun safe.
I've got I tell you what, some people might not know. Places like Sears and Roebuck would take Winchester, and they would sell the guns, and they would stamp Sears and Roebuck.
Yes, sir.
And different ones. Bet one of the best guns I ever had was a Winchester Sears and Roebuck 30-30.
Yeah.
Oh man, them bicycles! It's a wonder I have kids. You grow up with Fall Guy, Evil Knievel, and all that crap.
I never, look, dude. I've yet to ever figure this out. Everybody knows the difference between a boy's bicycle and a girl's bicycle. And whoever plotted that course went down the wrong road. That shit was 180 degrees in the wrong direction.
That's right. Oh, one time my mama had a big bicycle, and it didn't have any brakes. And our house had burned, so we moved to town, and we lived on this hill. And at the bottom of the hill was a 90-degree turn either way you went. We was on the dead end street. Well, I was riding that bicycle, but I had to stand on the pedals, right? Because I couldn't reach the seat. So I made that turn one day, and I'm really cranking that thing down. And I got fast, and one of my foot slipped off the pedal. Both feet hit the ground, and it drug me back. That's what I'm saying. I wonder. I've got kids. My knees were on the ground. It was dragging me. It was, but anyway.
Yeah, Roger. People talk about how the bicycles that we had. The pedals on them, they had the cheese grater, the big steel spikes on them. Everybody now is like traumatized. Like, you ain't never had pain. You had your shin go up one of them things, or one of them go up your shins. Look, that's horrible. But when you're a boy on a boy's bicycle,
right,
you got double pain.
Right. I had a scar on my left shin. That same reason. I had a wreck. Of course, I remember one time coming off a hill and seeing how fast I could get this bicycle, and it was a girl's bicycle that I'd borrowed. And you know how you get to digging and you're trying to get speed in that little short sprocket, and you pushing the handlebars back and forth. Well, one of the I got up about 25 miles an hour, and one of those pedals hit the ground. When that pedal hit the ground, rides over. Well, that rides over.
It's a bad day.
It threw me up in a fence row that had just been bush hogged, and there was stobs sticking up. It ate me up.
Good.
Yeah, sang soprano. Yep.
All right, Mickey. What's our next Mandela we going to talk about?
Where's the video? I want to see the video. What?
I don't know. Let's see if we can find it.
I'll be quiet, y'all. I don't know nothing about the Mandela effect.
I don't know nothing either. Apparently, I was thinking that what's his name had been.
What?
Okay.
C3PO did not have a silver leg. Now he might have in part 2 or 3.
Calm down, Roger. We ain't there yet.
I'm mad. Don't disrespect no Star Wars. Now wait a minute. So which one's right now? Fruit of the Loom.
Look, they say that the one on the right is the correct one.
We're losing you, Roger.
I'm telling you, I remember that basket. I didn't
Nope,
even
you're
know.
losing me.
I mean, I can remember as a kid thinking, me, the way my mind works, I thought, why in the hell would somebody build a basket and spawn it on the end? All your shit's gonna fall over.
Exactly. Yeah, and magically every one of my mama bought had RW beside it on the right here in black Sharpie.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, why's it got my initials in there? No, but yeah, I remember that. That's how I learned what a cornucopia was, because of that label right there.
Yeah. Well, they're saying now that it
Every
wasn't.
pair of underwear, t-shirts, whatever, all had. If you had Fruit of the Loom, they had the cornucopia.
Yep, Blackie, 100%.
That's the way I remember
They changed it.
it. Pyro said that thought that was some
You know-
expensive fruit. He couldn't afford it.
Yeah, right, I know.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
I'm like, some people are eating those things for Thanksgiving or whatever. I didn't know. It's just like it looked like a Thanksgiving scene to me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, like I said, I can remember being a little kid and remembering it, and honestly, God, thinking, why would anybody have a basket and be pointed on the bottom? You couldn't set it down; it's going to fall over and everything go out just like that.
Just like it's done. Yeah, right. Yep.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Well, look, our minds can play tricks on us. That's
Diane,
you can hear.
I'm telling you right now, when my kids were little, every pair of panties that they had that tag in the back, and it wasn't even a tag; it was printed on. It was like literally like the ink tags or whatever. You know what I'm talking about, like the tagless ones, and they had that on them, like 15 years ago or whatever. They was still showing the cornucopia on it. There's actually a girl that was so determined to prove that this happened that she wound up copywriting this, because Fruit of the Loom never would claim that they actually done this. So now I think she actually owns the copyright to this, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh man, trying to get them to fight it. Like if you fight it, then you know they're lying.
well, Diane was talking about
and
Diane was saying, that it was the original one did have the cornucopia, but what I read on the Mandela stuff, they're saying it never had it ever.
No, it did. In the 70s, it did.
Yeah.
Yep.
Katie G says she thought it was a loaf of bread for the longest time.
Yeah. I could say that. Mm.
Oh, yep. That was an error card. C3PO was definitely a dude on that card. I remember that. It's worth a lot of money now, actually.
So he had a line name.
Uh-huh.
He was the third man.
It wasn't silver either.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. All right. What about the Cheez-Its? Is it Cheez-Its or Cheez-It?
No, it's the right one.
Yeah, I think it's the right one.
What?
Yeah. I ate enough
Cheez-It. It had a Z.
It did not.
I don't remember that one.
It ain't like
Yes,
Woodwalkers.
100%. Yes, it did. It had a Z. Cheez-It. Cheez-It.
Like Woodwalkers with a Z. You just partial to the Z.
Look, Cheez-It don't even sound right. Cheez-Its. There's multiple. They ain't just one.
I priced enough of those Cheez-It boxes from growing up in that store. That's I'm going on the right correct.
Look, Diane said yes, it did.
And I ate a truckload of them. No, it wasn't Cheez-Its. It
was Cheez-Its.
So that'd be a mix between cheese and Ritz, right?
I don't know, maybe. Roger, try. Have y'all found any of the new flavor, the smoked cheddar Cheez-Its?
Oh, I've seen the different flavors. Yeah, I hadn't tried them yet.
Cheez-Its, see?
I know. Right?
Oh my gosh.
Cheez-Its. West Virginia. Oh. I'm
So now I know they didn't just sell Cheez-Its in Tennessee, y'all.
East Tennessee over with the Golden Flake.
Oh,
I don't know. Now I'm gonna be calling them Cheez-Its and
Yeah, like I said, best I can remember, it was always just the one on the right.
oh my God, KG. His favorite meal was tuna helper with Cheez-Its. With a box on the cabinet.
Man, that's some struggle. That's some struggle food right there, Katie.
Woo, Lord. Hey, it'll get you by though.
Look, I growing up so down poor. We only had tuna. We never had none with no helper.
Ken, that's too smart. I can't read. Alabama State Bird's northern flicker. I know it was yellow hammer. They say it's flicker is a type of yellow hammer, but the bird don't look nothing like what it used to.
All right, what was the Misty? Wasn't there a Mandela effect about Woodstock on Snoopy, on Charlie Brown? Wasn't there something about that? There was a Mandela effect.
That's what Mary said. The doghouse used to be. Let me see.
Different color,
Used to be blue or something. Yeah.
Well, what I'm saying though, it seemed like I remember reading something about a Mandela effect about Woodstock, the little bird.
Yeah. So what did they say?
Now look, hey Katie, I'm all about some tuna. I just ain't never had I don't reckon I've ever had tuna helper. Like I said, we're too poor to afford a helper.
My daddy's favorite snack. Two things. And some of y'all have done this before, but the first thing was cornbread and milk or buttermilk, of course. But the second one, he'd come in sometimes and he'd always have some cans of oysters, and he would make an oyster stew. He'd pour in the milk and butter and black pepper and stink up the house and eat them some of the guns. As I got older, I kind of like it now. So
Look, when it comes to oysters, people eat them oysters and I can't even watch it. Now I've got a strong stomach. But to me, I'd rather take about a 2-foot piece of garden hose and go suck snot out of a cow's nose.
no, it ain't. Now wait a minute, you're making fun of Misty with the canned deer meat.
Hey, I was making fun. I just can't believe she don't like this delicacy right here, Roger. The Minter cheese.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Look here. Ain't
Minter,
nobody, ain't no.
I love. Mary says she loves fried oysters. I love oyster Rockefeller. Oh man, on the shell, smoked and with cheese on it, and maybe spinach and stuff. Now I didn't always like that stuff. I told we were in Panama City when I was about 10 or 12, and they all went and got some raw oysters, and they were sitting around eating them, and they looked at me and at Roger. You want to try it? I said, no, I don't want to try one. They started calling me chicken and stuff. So I threw it in there, and then finally it come out on the sand. Daddy said, you're supposed to swallow it. I said, I did like 10 times. It kept coming back up.
Misty, look at Hillary's comment right there.
Oh my God. What did you eat earlier?
I'm trying. I've got JR coming in trying to find the dog.
So Cheez-Its and Minter cheese sounds like a good snack. You just dip it right out.
It probably would be good. Look there, right there. Misty, you wanna go ahead and allow me
Hillary, I wish y'all could have seen the videos. I've worked really hard on that review of that.
Hold on.
Santa Claus done brought me a spotted dick for Christmas.
Verax said he's backstage. You see him, Misty?
I don't see him. Hang on.
Did I send the wrong link?
On.
He might be in Wendell's backstage.
He's in Wendell's backstage. I told y'all.
He is. He's on here. Hold on.
Okay.
Look here, drum roll.
We're gonna learn about some northern foods.
Yeah.
There he is.
Hey, buddy.
Whoa. Okay, so I'm here.
How's it going?
I've been sitting back here for an hour.
Oh,
Laughing my God. I literally had to go get Kleenex to wipe the tears away from me laughing at you.
oh man.
You got me sitting back down with a rum and eggnog.
All
Happy
right.
New Year. Happy
Cheers.
New Year. This it's one of the few shows that you can actually cheers and say Happy New Year. And hi.
Happy New Year.
I'm real happy to be here because you guys have just had me laughing for the last hour, and every single person, and every single person that I send this to, it's
remember,
a blessing. It's literally a blessing because I just went to get Kleenex to stop me from laughing, okay, to wipe the tears away. It's a blessing. So
just remember,
I'm happy to be here.
Verax, just to remember, we can't help it. We's born this way. So
well, hey.
just gonna say, you guys help me. Down here in Alabama, Dave, we just say we're a touch afflicted.
Yeah, and in Tennessee, the word for that phrase is, I think he's a little attached.
Up here, we say you're a little touched, but
there you go.
Touched,
yeah. That's Appalachian.
All right. Well, I'm in Canada, and well, it wasn't until I came across your channel, and you guys that I realized how similar we are. And when I was born in the 70s. The stories that you tell and the when you were kids, what you said, and the things that you've done, immediately.
Well, I told
resonate with me, but also because so what happened to me is what led me to you. But that aside, because this ain't about that. Once I found you, and then and experienced in the night owls things, genius. Thank God for this.
Here's the deal,
Greg, I swear to God, brother, you are a brother from another mother. Hillary could be my sister, and Roger, God. Bro. Serious, honest to God. All three of you, Spencer too. He should, and
don't forget Misty.
And how about Squirrel. everyone in the chat now that I've gotten to meet through you, right? Okay, yep. through yous that I've got, or Yoons, as Misty would say.
Yeah.
Through Yoons, I've gotten to meet through chat. I swear to God, I got another family. I got a whole another family, and in Canada up here, like how would you ever? Shit happens in this world that you don't understand, and why or for whatever reason, it happened to me.
Yeah,
and I'm here. I'm sitting here right now, saying, "How you doing?" Right? So,
yep. And Peyton, when he goes to Philly with his to spend time with his girlfriend's parents, he said that they laugh at him, and he's just repeating stuff me and my dad used to say. And you're talking about movies and Southern Sands and whatever. Every now and then I'll fall down laughing. But one of my favorite lines was in the Green Mile, and that guy looked and he said, "I do believe that boy's cheese done slid off his cracker." It sounds like my family.
Yeah. There's no doubt. And what you were just talking about with the tuna, Greg, I swear to God, brother, we are brothers from another mother because I couldn't afford chicken, or my parents couldn't afford chicken or anything. Tuna was a blessing. The tuna helper.
Yep.
Let's go. And you're not. Yep. She wasn't feeding just me or my two brothers, the three of us. She's feeding the 7 other kids with us. from the neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
Every single meal, and it was just like to the hardest thing was for my mom was
Learning how to cook for less people.
yes, brother. Yes,
Yeah,
thank you, Roger.
yeah,
Swear to
I know.
God, I swear.
Been there.
She,
Yeah.
yes, like you hit it on the head. Like she would cook for an army because she would still think that all the neighborhood kids were in the kitchen in with us, calling us in for lunch or dinner or whatever. And she'd cook for everyone. And then once they're all gone and we're out and everything else, we're in high school and we're like, Mom,
Quit making so much.
yeah, they're not coming. No, guess what? We're having leftovers for the next
But
5 days.
that's when you start learning about freezer bags and stuff
No,
that'll freeze and you can eat it again. Yeah.
leftovers for the next 5 days. And that's when I learned about leftovers.
I got
right?
I got a story about that, y'all. So I had an old man I used as my grandpa. Never had a grandpa myself, and his wife had passed away, and he cooked candy for people and pies and stuff, and was really good at it. So, man, he was always joking with me and cutting up with me. He came in one day. He said, "Roger, you ever had a hickory nut pie?" I'm like, "I don't think so." He said, "I've got one out in the car. You want to try?" He said, "I made one, but I want you to test it for me." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, sure, bring it in." So he cuts a piece out of there and we got some styrofoam plates and stuff, and I took a bite and I'm like, "Oh my God, Whitfield, Mr. Whitfield, that's good." I got about halfway through. He said, "How do them hickory nuts taste?" And I stopped. I was like, "What do you mean?" He said, "Well, how do they? Are they fresh? How do they? I'm like, no, they're fine." He said, "Oh, good." I said, "How old are they?" He said, "Well, I don't quite know." He said, "Velma helped me gather them up, and she died 12 years ago." They've been on the
Oh
freezer.
wow.
I just kept eating them.
Ooh.
Hey, the thing about it, Verax, like you was talking about your mom, and this is what the awesome part of that whole story is for me. You know, them kids that was in that community, I don't care if they live to be 100 years old, they'll remember that.
Yep.
That'll be stuck with them kids the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you're not wrong. So we where I grew up here in Canada, in Toronto, it's a major city, right? And was an underprivileged. Where I was born was 24 hours north in Ontario, and by car
Wow.
as a crow flies.
Good.
24 hours north, and we're not even close to out of Ontario. Like that's about halfway, just over halfway, right? And
That's a sack full of Texas right there.
it's a no. You could fit 3 of your states, big states in Ontario, easy. And actually, if you do the ChatGPT thing, you could fit multiple states in Vancouver, any province of Canada, right? But Ontario, up there, I drive 24 hours. That's where I go to see my kin, my family. My mom has 12 brothers and sisters that have kids that my age that have kids,
Oh my God.
right? So we have a big family on my mom's side, and then on my dad's side, there's another 6 that have kids my age, right? So, and they're all up there. Half of them are on the U.S. side in Minnesota, in International Falls, Minnesota, which is like the northernmost part. So this is like the Bigfoot, and you guys call them boogers. I don't like saying Bigfoot, period, ever. We call them Sasquatch up here or whatever, forest people or whatever, but I lost my train of thought. Up there.
You were saying how tuna was an aphrodisiac.
Yeah, well, basically up there, there's a lot of Scandinavians, there's a lot of Danish, and tuna is a big deal. Okay, and now in
I love
order
it.
in order to get any kind of fish to Ontario, from either coast comes in a truck on a lot of ice.
Yeah, I meant
So we're not getting any fresh fish
no. Hey,
Wow.
they you know,
unless you fish,
yeah,
because we have more fresh water in Ontario than all of North America.
Wow.
Yeah, I may have just made that up, but in
it's all right. We're gonna roll with it.
I'm just saying that the freshwater fish is like walleye or pickerel. I don't know if you guys know about that down there, but that kind of fish, that's
Yeah.
the best fish you could ever eat.
Yeah.
Ever.
Wow.
Well,
Like I don't I don't even know what I would relate it to you guys down there, because you don't even have to.
well, y'all probably got real fresh water.
Well, no, we have fresh water, and
Yeah.
it's kind of water I like to swim in, because there's nothing that can kill you.
Canada Dry. Look at
It's,
that.
you know, it's fresh water that's like, normally you would think that there's nothing you can kill you unless you got into the cryptid subject. then now there's all kinds of things popping up that apparently can kill me when I'm swimming, and I don't know about it.
Yeah, you eat a mud cat down here in from a little pond. It's marinated in moss and
Here's
Yeah.
the thing. Okay, so on my property in at my cabin, it's a couple hours out of the city. Which is what happened to me, right? I'm sitting there by the fire, and I hear the thuds in the water going ba boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba boom, like not a pebble or a rock, like a huge boulder hitting water, going the go. You know when it hits the water, it goes ba boom, sucks in. That's what I'm hearing. So I have a whole wall of cedars between me and the water while I'm sitting at the fire, and I got a little Bluetooth speaker blowing, playing my tunes, and I start hearing these thuds, and I'm like, that's got to be a beaver, because we're in Canada, eh? No, just kidding, just kidding. No, and I hear these thuds, and I'm like, wow, that's something. What could that be, right? And and this is my question to Greg. This was my question to Greg. Well, actually, when I made contact with you guys, it was through Greg, and my question to Greg was, listen, here's what's going on. Without explaining to him what happened to me or anyone else, I'm hearing these thuds, and what could that be? So led me on a mission to figure out what it could be. So anyway,
it.
I don't
That,
I just went off on a huge tangent there. Roger, I expect you to cut me off way before that happens ever. and literally cut back.
it's gonna happen. It'll happen.
I can't because honest to God, I'm not right. I'm not recovered.
Welcome to the family.
I know, bro. I hope that's not true, because what I'm going through right now is not cool. It's not great. So it's just been a year. When you're afraid to go back to your own property, it's not cool.
Right.
Greg, you're sitting there now, in the man cave right now?
Yeah.
You live it. You're like, you know what? I got a firearm in every room, and even in the bathroom, he's got a shotgun. I bet you.
I ain't been talking to him.
I'm just guessing, but yeah. I know. But right up here in Canada, well, it's not the same. I don't. In order to get a license for a gun up here, you got to apply for a license, and then you got to show documentation where you're taking it, wherever you're transporting it to, or whatever. Like it's a lot more documented. It's not like we don't have guns up here, because we have we're the second or third most guns per capita per country on the planet. Like that's a misnomer. In Canada, we have a lot of guns. Like every hunter up here. I grew up in a family of hunters. All my uncles have guns and everything else. They've hunted their whole lives. Deer, moose. That's how we fill our freezers, and But I don't at the cabin. My wife wants to sell the cabin because she's just like, I'm out. Like, I'm like, no, you're not. Like, this 3 generations in your family. I'm not leaving where we're at. It's the best fishing you can have in southern Ontario. Like, most people that want to go fishing, if you love fishing, most people come to Canada and go up north to the where I'm from, Lake of the Woods.
Yeah.
If you're not going to Lake of the Woods, you're going off my dock. Literally, I can catch walleye, pickerel, pike, muskie, you name it.
Well, the
Right
best,
on.
the best, the best advice I can give you is keep your head on the swivel and watch what's going on. Don't do anything to antagonize them or anything
Yeah.
like that. But there again, that being said, if I did have a firearm or could get a firearm, I would damn sure have one handy
Well,
just in case you need it.
I have a crossbow now.
Let me ask you something. I heard you was on Doug's show last week, and the neighbor, was clearing out. Did it make them mad that somebody was working and tearing
I
trees down?
I haven't been there since.
Okay, all right. I was interested in that.
Well, and so am I. Okay, so uh, I'm going. I have a bunch of videos and everything else. I'm going to put together for you, Roger, and anyone else that's interested on my channel and stuff. Right, but the neighbor, her husband died last year. Came back this. We went back the next year. We're not there in the winter, so I'm not there right now. So and I think that plays a part in the whole phenomenon of when I'm not there or we're not there, and then we are there. It's like it fucks it. Sorry, it it's like they're used to us being there for a month, and then we're gone, right? And then we're gone. We're there for a month, and then we're gone, and
Yeah.
then we're there for a month, and then we're gone for the whole winter, right?
Yeah.
And so, listen, without getting into, and I want to get back to, in fact, what I want to do is get back to the night owls because I have been dying to just listen to you guys and laugh. But
Well, what we need to
what,
do is
what,
you need to jump in messenger chat with us, and
yes,
we can
I've
we'll
been
do
begging
this.
for that. I've been begging for that because, honest to God, Greg, you, Flat Rock, Gary, Senior, right? Guys, individuals that have these things on their property. Now I have to live with them. Now here's the thing: my wife, she she's scared shitless. She's now experienced the slaps on the cabin where it moved it and everything else, and she's heard the shit. And then my bad. I hopped on here to get educated to find out what was going on.
Yeah.
And my bad. I let her know a few things that, like, listen, I think I'm on something here. I think I because I had no idea. Okay, I had no idea what was going on with. I'm not going to get into my whole encounter and everything else here tonight unless you guys want to later. But whatever, that's another show. I think it's kind of mind blowing what happened to me. Okay. And it's not right. I'm not right now. I'm not right. Okay. I've gone to psychotherapists and psychiatrists. I've been to Mount Sinai a half dozen times. I have I have a freaking appointment next week with what's it called? A hypnotherapist? A hypnotherapist to retract what happened to me when I was on the ground, what happened to me. Okay. Uh, and I also have an appointment to do a biopsy on my leg to find it. Now, this is something that's never, listen, all of this stuff has never been said before. And I don't believe that night owls might be the place to bring it out. But I have a biopsy on my leg because I think there's something in there because it hasn't healed and it's still there. And now we're going over a year and it's like, now we're getting into another territory. We're getting into territory of how long was I out on the ground? How long, what might have happened to me or whatever. I don't know. What I do know is what happened to me a year ago led me to talking to yous right here, or Yuns, sorry.
Yeah.
Led me to talking to Yuns right here. It led me to talking to you, Greg, first of all, and you saved my life because I'm not going to lie to you. I'll look you right here straight in the eye. When this happened to me, I have a lot going on in my. I had a lot going on in my world, in my career, and in my businesses and everything else, and it destroyed that. It you're when you don't have any of this or anything on your mind that it's never ever even entered your consciousness, it's not a thing. It's never. Yeah, I watched $6 Million Man. I watched King Kong. I watched Godzilla, and but when you have something like this happen to you, you're not going to be the same after. I got news for you. And
I know a guy that
now
lost his job and didn't get out of the house for 6 months or so.
I'm that guy. Okay, so now that's a problem. That's a real problem because my job is get out of the house, get out on the phone, everything else. Okay, right?
But it can, if you dwell on it, and the thing about it is it'll take your mind. And look, there's not a day that goes by, because everywhere I drive up and down the road, I'm looking out through the woods. I'm looking, if I see something that's something dark, it may be a cedar tree. I'm having to critique everything. And if when I go in the woods, that's always in my mind, and it's not in the back of my mind. And it changes everything about you, because here you are, you're a grown adult that you think you pretty much are doing everything that grown adults do, and you know everything grown adults are supposed to know. But when these things step out of the fairy tale or out of the pages of a book, and it's right there in front of you, it short circuits everything. And it's really hard to deal with. And the thing about dealing with it that helps the most is being around others that's had the same encounter. It may not be identical, but they've been thrown in this too. And knowing that there's other people going through what you're going through, man, that's what helps. That's what helps a lot. And I'll tell you, dude, you're talking about going to all that stuff. I know it's a long way from you, but when we announce about our meet and greet, dude, if you can get down, jump on a plane and fly down, come over and go to that meet and greet, and you're walking around through the crowd with us and everybody there, and it's laid back, and you can walk up to anybody and just sit down and talk.
I couldn't imagine that. I couldn't imagine that. Okay, great.
Well, I'll promise you won't have anything else anywhere else that you can go and do that and be felt more at home and more comfortable to be able to just be outspoken and talk to people and just pick their brain, talk to them, and not hold nothing back, because this is going to be a group of people that's had these encounters. And it is 100% a safe space, because you can talk to everybody, and everybody there's going to be 90% of the people there has had an encounter like you did or worse.
Ain't no whispering going on, looking over your shoulder.
No, sir.
You tell it. You standing in a group and talking about it. And I had a girl with us. she's not in. She was Peyton's ex-girlfriend, but she was with us one night, and we had something pretty terrifying happen. And when she came to the LBL, she wouldn't talk about it. She wouldn't talk about it with us. But when she went to the LBL that day, and she was around everybody, something brought it out in her. Spencer walked up, and I was telling the story, and she started talking. I just let her talk, and it started coming out, coming out, coming out. So yeah, when you get around people that you don't have to whisper and look over your shoulder, it's a good place to be. So anyway, I interrupted.
Yeah.
Who
But
bought a
what
house
we
for
need,
Sears?
I can't imagine that. Just so you know.
well, I saw.
And at the same time, though, for other people watching that I may have not had any experience at all with anything strange or anything else, that are just in, like, because there's a lot of people that are just really really interested in the stories, the lore, and um, the people. To be honest with you, Greg, Misty, Roger, you guys, man. I mean, and Spencer, I'm not leaving them out, because, and anyone else that you guys, like all the Billy and like, I can go on Pyro and everyone in the chat, Jeff, and all of the other channels and everything else that you led me to. Because here's the thing, I run a few companies, and they're all in the tech industry, and they're all data related, right? And I have a brother that's a data scientist. I'm a data scientist. My brother's got an AI degree. I have an AI degree now, that we just went through a whole course in the university to get an AI degree, which that'll get you a t-shirt. But uh, the thing is there's a lot of people that are interested just in the subject, the lore, or may have seen something or something that they didn't understand, and everything else, that, like me, what happened to me, I didn't know. I didn't know what it was. There was nothing that led me to Bigfoot or anything else. It wasn't on my mind. I went through a whole lot of other communities before I got here. I went through the paranormal and all of that, and at a time in my life, which literally couldn't have been the worst time to go through that, because my mom just passed away literally that month. A month later, after this happened to me, a month later, my mom passed away, or 2 months later, because I spent 2 months in the hospital with her. Right after this happened, I went to spending 24 hours a day in the hospital with her, and seeing seeing shit that you don't ever want to see, right? And that obviously took me away from this traumatic experience that happened to me, that shook my life, to another traumatic experience that shook my life. And it brought up multiple other traumatic experiences in my past that I already had been suffering from PTSD from. So it's just it was like a conundrum of things that now I'm very much struggling from. And you would witness this last week on Untold, where I'd gone to 2 family Christmas parties, unfortunately for me, before that show. In like Doug's fashion, Doug sends me a message saying, love for you to join. I'm sending you a link in an hour. And I'm like, bro, I'm at a family Christmas party, and we're doing espresso martini shots. But okay, I'll be home. We'll see if I could. And then when I joined, it was a disaster. So I think for other people that are, well, here's the thing: for people that have experienced something, maybe it's divine intervention, Greg, that I found you and Roger, uh, and found your community, because I'm from a research background. That's where I live, in AI, and in that's what I do, right? And
Are you hiring? No kidding.
listen, I'm looking for someone hiring, because my okay.
Oh, okay, sorry. Just
But
picking me.
when you're when I was looking for what happened to me, and that's all that matters, because honest to God, at the end of the day, I still am very much struggling with understanding what the hell happened to me and what the hell can do that to you and what the heck can do what happened to me, which was being frozen on the spot. Roger, you know what that feeling feels like because it happened to you.
Yeah.
And if there's something on this planet, now listen, I've gone through, and if you want to get in, I don't want to eat up your whole show, but here, I'd like to get back to the night house, to be honest with you. But if in my life, I've played hockey at a professional level. I played every sport you could imagine. I'm 240 pounds, like you, Greg. That's why I relate to you. Okay, I'm 240 pounds, 6 foot. I can. There's nothing that's moving me, taking me down. I fought 40 street fights in my life that I haven't lost one. We're doing all right. Okay. What the hell on this planet can stop you in your tracks and
Well, look,
literally render
look,
you useless where you can't move? You can't do anything. You're sitting there blinking, staring, looking uh, like if there's something that could do that to you out of the blue, trust me, your paradigm, your whatever you thought was possible or think that is like the way I was clipping along at that point in my life and sitting by the fire that night, uh, you just think that everything's great and everything's just hunky dory and then that happens. I got news for you,
yeah.
bro. You're done. There's nothing. There's nothing that we can do that's going
Yeah.
to change that. Now, unfortunately, for anyone that's watching and or listening, unfortunately, I went through the whole paranormal. I went through the whole divine intervention because my dad died the year before. I thought something saved me because there's a lot more to the story than just that. It's just like I went through the whole thing before I got to the Sasquatch, Bigfoot, Booger thing, which is where I not only found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12, 13. You go to my channel under my posts, I'm documenting how many people this frozen thing that what happened to me. And that was only one piece of what happened to me. But I'm documenting them. Now you're I lost my train of thought again. It doesn't matter because you know what? I'm sorry, man. I was on a roll there. I'm sorry. But the bottom line is
Misty zapped you.
for the people
Yeah.
for the people watching, like literally when something that is unexplainable, let's just leave it at that, that happens to you. What led me to the Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Sabe, Booger community was where I implemented a keyword search into AI to find out what happened to me, which was uh, being frozen and paralyzed on the spot, led me
Yeah.
to this community, and it led me to you, led me to Ron Moorhead, led me to 15, 20 other encounters now that I've all experienced the same thing. And then when I found this community, the bottom line is, what a blessing. So who am I to say that? Listen, you wouldn't believe the amount of. Actually, no one even watching this would believe how many encounters, how many stories, how many channels, how many things that I've watched since that happened to me. Because literally, I turned my companies off, put them all on auto control, and put everyone that I needed to in charge of those, take care of it, to find out. Because I'm done. I'm going now to doctors every other week. Literally every other week, I was going to doctors, and every single doctor I went to just went, "Hey, bro, we understand something happened to you, and we certainly understand that you believe what happened to you happened to you. We'll get to the bottom of it, and this and that, and they're gonna." It wasn't until I found this community that I actually realized that this is a real thing. Those doctors, that's not a real thing with them. Not, I don't know.
But they still can probably help, even if you know. You know what I mean? They're gonna handle you in a way to help you. But
Roger, I have a doctor's appointment on Tuesday morning. I have a doctor's appointment on Thursday morning. Okay, now I'm going to those doctors, and they're helping me with re engineering me back into getting
right.
back to my day to day and
Right.
running my companies and everything else. But they want zero to do with.
I
They
understand.
want absolutely zero to do with talking about anything that we're talking about right now.
Right. And
Yeah.
and the reason is, even if one of them half believes in these things professionally, they're probably not gonna come out and say it either,
No,
you
they
know?
won't.
No.
Nope,
Yeah.
nope, they won't.
Let
And
let us know how it goes.
I'm going to let you know every. In fact, what I'm going to do is actually go to this regression. It's like a hypnotherapy to
Mhm.
find out what happened to me when I was on the ground, because I don't know whether I was there for 2 minutes or 2 hours, 2 days. I don't know.
Right.
Okay. No, that's being. I know I wasn't there for 2 days. My wife was in the cabin, and I woke up beside her. So,
Yeah.
but I don't know how long I was out on the ground. And this thing in my leg, honest to God, I don't know what it is. I don't know what's in there. You know. So does that make it alien? Does that make it? I don't know. Who knows? We're gonna find out though. What I do know is I'm going to find out. I'm gonna hold my government, my medical system up here accountable to find out what's going on. Right?
Mary says, Verax, you need to read up on the effects of infrasound on the human body.
So infrasound, so here's the thing, like, okay, when I say that I put my companies on hold and that this then became my sole mission in life to find out what is going on with me, I have my family, my wife, and my situation. Let's just say that my family is the most important thing to me in life. Uh,
Yep.
I was pretty prominent and pretty busy in life up to that point. None of this ever would ever have entered my mind. Once this happened, that's gone. It's all gone. I like I said, I put people that were already. This is now my sole mission in life, and I don't think you understand what that means. But uh, when I played hockey, I'm going to go to the NHL. When I played volleyball, I'm going to play professional volleyball, and then I'm going to professional beach volleyball. Like these are the things that there's nothing that holds me back from anything ever. And this is now my sole mission is to find today, yesterday, the day before. I'm going through with this AI program and I'm researching to find any keyword that says paralyzed, frozen, and it would, I probably would have given up after the first couple months, maybe the first few months if I didn't find anything. When Ron Moorhead popped up saying I was frozen going up the hill and his friend, and then Kevin Keeney or whatever his name is, the Arizona 4 pops up right away and says, I was frozen, paralyzed, right? Those words are popping up on the keyword search on my program. And I'm like, these are like some of the. Then I found out that they were some of the most prominent people in this field. And since then, daily, literally daily. Roger, when you, it, Roger, I came up with 17 people and prominent. Ron Moorhead, people that are prominent in the Bigfoot or in Sasquatch, booger, whatever you want to call it, Sabe. I'd like to call it Sabe. I think they're. Listen, I have a lot of views on what's going on since having to watch, and I didn't ask or wish upon anyone to have to watch or get into this Bigfoot thing ever. I didn't want to. I didn't. It wasn't on my radar. It wasn't like. But once I started watching these encounters, and in my businesses, I'm an interrogator in my business for one of my businesses, and for 20 years, what I did was interrogate people for. I don't want to say the. You guys have 3-letter agencies. Okay, 3-letter agencies across the board in the U.S. We have a 4-letter agency, let's just say up here in the U.S. or in Canada, sorry. I do a lot of work for them, and interrogating, interviewing is one of them. So when you see someone sharing their encounter scenario, sharing their encounter, uh, what happened to them, what they saw, and everything else, you get in my business, I get paid to read that person, whether they're telling the truth or they're not. And there are, let's say, 50 ways that I can get to the bottom to get to the truth, right?
Yep.
And so, in these, unfortunately, in the Bigfoot industry, and when they're doing these encounter stories and stuff, the people asking the questions aren't me, but I can also get to read what's going on. And when you read the encounter stories in this specific, when it comes to Sasquatch, let's take Greg for example. Let's take you for example. I wouldn't be sitting here talking to either of you if I didn't believe 100%, without a doubt, there's like absolutely zero that you're not telling the truth. Okay. not that you're not telling the truth. Like there are 100-point indicators, and you will. Okay, so when I saw that, then I was like, holy shit, this is real. The $6 million man. Okay,
Yeah.
that was the close I ever got to it. Was $6 million man, Steve Austin, and like
Well,
I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's real. And then I saw these encounters and people being encounters being interviewed from Washington, and then over to Pennsylvania, and then down to you guys in Oklahoma, Kansas City. And I'm just like, they're everywhere. These things are everywhere. And then when you dig a little, now, okay, so when you get someone like Mai's attention, which should not be on this subject ever, because I'm doing shit for $100 million companies, interviewing for them, but now my interviewing skills are being drawn away, and I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at them, and I'm going, these guys are telling the truth. This shit is actually real.
if hey,
You
if
don't
any
understand, bro. It's blowing my
Verax,
mind.
when we did the show this week, and there's a lot of new people I didn't recognize names in the chat, and every one of them listening to Greg was like, "Wow, oh my God, he seems very credible." And it's like, all you're doing is you're telling you're reporting what you saw, the best you can. And
Yeah.
and it's like Greg's like me. I if I'm telling you something, I drag it out a little bit because I'm trying to paint that picture with words so I can kind of
You
tell you
do a
what
good
we were
job
doing,
of it. Yeah.
And Greg's like light years ahead, but that's why it drew me to him, because I
No, but
understand
no,
him. I
Roger,
understand him.
Roger, but here's the thing. Both of you are telling stories that have happened to you,
Yeah.
that you've lived. And both of you can tell them like few can. Okay? So here's the thing. And Roger, I actually want to give both of you so, like, honest to God, I am so grateful, man. Like, you have no idea how grateful I am. I
Wow.
am so grateful for the fact that uh, I found you. I found you. Like, now here's the other thing, right? Like, we all live our lives, right? And I have this divine intervention thing that's going on. Like, my mom, I don't want to get, we could go for another hour if I actually got into other stuff that's happened to me,
Yep.
right? In my life,
What?
right? I don't want to
What?
get into it. But here's the thing it led me to you.
Right.
I thank them and I thank, and you guys tell what's happening. And here's the thing, okay? Hit me today. I watched two encounters today, and these guys were the best. I was like, it's almost the best encounters that I've heard. And I was like, fuck, I wish they were telling the truth. I
Mm.
swear to God, honest to God.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Sorry, excuse my language. I
Well,
re- I really wish that I felt that, like, the the flags didn't go off and stuff at a certain point, that I couldn't, like, I just, because everyone else and anyone else is thinking, yeah, 100% that happened to them. And the comments, I read the comments underneath, the 156 comments underneath I read. I'm like, and hallelujah. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything to disparage or negative, because I also believe that there's a certain amount for me, because I didn't believe any of this shit was real. Okay. Okay. And so now here's someone that could tell a really good freaking story. Like, he can tell a story like there's no tomorrow. And he's done a fuck, like, seriously. And I want, now that entering this community, I'm like, I want the word to get out there, because I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm going back to my cabin in the spring here in May. I'm not setting up cameras and lights and everything. I'm taking Greg's advice and yours, Rogers, and I'm taking Gary Spike's and a multitude of other people that have given me advice. Uh, and now all the 100,000 encounters and videos and everything else of other people that are encountering these things, right? I'm blown away by one fact. If if I see a, a booger, I say that because of you guys. If I see a Sasquatch or a forest person or a Sabe, okay, if I lay eyes on one, and that's my goal now, right? I want them to pull up to the fire with me, because I know that they're sitting here fishing literally 6 feet, 10 feet from me off the bank, and I have a wall of trees between us, the fire and the lake, and I hear them all night. I got music playing, they love it. I got a bunch of things going on: glyphs, rocks, crystals, feathers. Okay, now if
so
I can lay eyes on one, I am going to be really, really, really upset. I'm gonna be very angry, Roger. Okay,
just, but
Greg,
no,
I'm gonna be and Misty, I'm gonna be really fucking angry at this community, because if I lay eyes on one of these things, and I then it becomes absolutely 100% real, right?
yep.
Then if you're gonna tell me what, because I'm like 90, I'd say 90%. I was gonna say 99, but there's a lot of people that see things that. Anyway, I'm gonna say, if I see one, though, I am going to not understand why all these encounters I've been watching of people that have seen them haven't been raising Cain, like raising, like freaking. I am. If I actually lay eyes on one, I'm going to then lose my shit. I'm going to go to the government of Canada. You're no, you're not. You're gonna see. You're gonna see me on the news. You're gonna
Okay.
see me on the news.
Let us know
You're
before it happens.
oh,
And
you're definitely gonna know. You're definitely gonna know. You're gonna tune
well,
into any channel, and you're gonna see me on the news going,
and
"What
that's
the fuck are you think is going on that we're not protecting our kids, our families, and stuff from going into the parks and everything else? This shit's real." Are you, like, because right now, what happened to me is unreal. What
yeah.
happened to me is unreal, honest to God. And I'm the first one, but it led me to you.
Well, and another thing, I know this is way out there, way of thinking. Sometimes when people go through this, they a lot of people that's told me privately about an encounter were going through some stressful things in life at the time. Then your whole world's been shook up, right?
Yeah,
It led you to these groups,
100%.
right? And you're saying that if you lay your eyes on one, you're going to be very active in trying to get
Oh, I'm gonna
disclosure.
lose. Yeah, I'm
So
gonna lose my.
you might be the chosen one. You know what I mean? You might be the guy because I couldn't
I
go to the government, right?
I'm gonna tell you right
Nobody
now.
listen to what
I'm
I
gonna
say.
lose my mind. And here. So I've thought about that. No, I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm gonna lose my mind on my
Mhm,
government. I'm
mhm.
gonna lose my mind on my government because I know people. This well, and that's just my circumstance. So what am I the guy that was chosen to do that, like you said?
Well,
I don't know, but I'm definitely going to take advantage of excuse me,
well,
absolutely everything that I can. At the same time, Roger, though, I've also thought of this. You okay, so since this happened to me, okay, conveniently enough, my life changed uh oof, in ways that I could never ever even thought of possibly or could ever of like you don't understand, bro, when you're running companies and I'm sitting here, I can turn my camera around. I'm downtown Toronto and skyscrapers all around me. I'm in a skyscraper right now. My two businesses, I own two floors across the street in the skyscraper, another one across the street there, right? So
Misty, Verax is the second highest person on this show.
I'm running,
Yeah.
no, but I'm running all these companies, and then this happens to me. That shit gets put on hold, and then I meet all you. Why?
Yeah.
Well,
Why
right.
did that happen?
Well, we don't know.
Okay, so
We
here's
it's
the thing.
weird. It's weird how it
No,
happens.
well, here's the thing. I don't believe in coincidences, Roger.
Right.
So here's the thing.
Yep.
And now I've looked into that extensively. Now, too extensively, where I've done background checks on every single person in every chat that ever. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Wait, which
I'm
list?
just, I'm just
Which
saying.
list am I on? I want
I'm
to know.
just saying.
I want to know if I've made it off a few
No,
or they added a
no,
few.
no. I'm just saying. I never anticipated, or how could you anticipate something like this happening to you?
Right.
So
That's
when
right.
it did, what would lead me to you? Like, how the hell did I find some of the best people on the planet that I would ever want to ever associate with? Honest to God, how would I find some of the best people on the planet that even as an outsider, I'm looking inside and I'm looking at your meet and greets and I'm looking at what's gone on in the history because now I've had to go through the history to find what happened to encounters of people
Hmm.
where I'm looking at the paralyzed, the frozen thing, and everything.
Hmm.
But I've now watched every single episode that you've been on, Greg's been on,
Oh shit.
because and Kumbo, right? And
Yeah.
I had to go through them all because I'm trying to find out what happened to me. And honest
Right.
to God, Roger, I don't know. I for me, I'm the kind of guy that goes something unexplainable happened to me. I don't now. Here we are, 1 year later. Okay, it happened in October last year. We just passed a year. And I'm sitting here and I'm going, I don't know that I'm going to now, after digesting a year of data, I don't know that I'm going to be able to find out what happened to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. And that scares the shit out of me because nothing I know and nothing I've found, and I'm paying some of the best people on the planet to understand what happened to me. I've had to put a lot of money to understand. And I'm going to these doctor's appointments. I have 2 this week, sorry. Okay? I'm still going to them, and I'm going to go get, I'm putting myself in uncomfortable situations where I'm going to get hypnotized and shit by
wow.
or whatever it's called, that they a regression therapist. Okay? Okay, I'm going to go do that. And I'm going to have it filmed. I'm going to ask to have it
Right.
taped.
I would too. I would want to know what happened.
Yeah, and when I go for the biopsy or whatever the hell they want to do to my leg here, where this thing is in there and it hasn't healed and it's been a year and that's not normal, okay? And I'm gonna want that filmed, right? So,
I would
um,
I would see if they couldn't do that with just a local anesthetic instead of putting me under. That way I
yeah,
can watch it.
yeah, I'd agree. I'd agree.
But
Anyway,
look,
it
you've
led
got
me to you guys. It led me to this channel, and it led me to be sitting here tonight, right? So I have a lot to be thankful for, and
that's
Have
the
you
way
tried
we
to stick a
feel.
magnet to it?
I haven't actually, Misty. Jesus
Oh
Christ.
no.
That is awesome.
Look at that.
You know, I'm like, why do you always come up with the best?
I didn't. Pyro said it, but
Pyro
no,
did.
Pyro said it
Did
before
Pyro
I can
say
get
that?
it out. But I'm
Yeah,
telling you
stick a
that,
magnet.
yeah, no. He said, I
Look
wonder
at
what
that.
it would do if you stick a magnet to it.
No doubt.
I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna let
Matt,
you guys
but
get back to cracking jokes for a second.
just realize that you're not alone, and
Yeah.
everybody handles it different because it shakes your. I mean, I don't know, but I was 14. I was a little naive at the time, and then I saw a UFO, and I had a lot of paranormal stuff happen. Um, maybe we are beacons for this stuff, and like I had a lady told me one time, it was real mysterious, but she was like, "You'll know in time,"
She
So
said that to you?
yeah. Well, here the situation was, I was in a country store. I was working for the Tennessee Lottery. This lady was listening to me talk. I didn't know who she was, older lady, and she said she was smiling at me. She said, "Can I see your palms?" I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, sure." And I held them out, and she looked at them. She said, "You don't even know, do you?" I'm like, "What?" Like, know what? She said, "You'll figure it out in time when it's time." And she left. And I'm like, "Who does somebody like that?" And and that memory, I remember that happening, but I didn't remember what it was about for a long time. And then when we started talking about it, I'm like, "Oh my God, that's what that lady told me." So I don't know.
Misty,
But
you know that what she done? She read the letters in his palm. It said PIMP.
It said what?
Pimp. He
Pimp.
makes fun of me, Gator Pimp. Yep. But
Y'all gotta stop. I'm trying to eat. I'm gonna
that's
choke and
Wendell.
die.
You
But
go ahead and eat. I haven't been watching chat, so I
but
know.
that's what
I hope you guys are.
but that's what's funny though. She did that to me. What made her ask me that question? She knew something. She had a feeling about something. She didn't let me know. And so I'm Verax. I don't mean this in a bad way.
No,
You seem like a good guy.
I'm not.
You
thinking
may
it
you
in
may
that
come
way.
out the other side even better than you were to
Yeah.
start off.
Oh, I absolutely will.
So yeah.
Listen, Roger. After meeting, listen. Okay, so that's what I was trying to. That's what I was trying to convey, and apparently I didn't do a good enough job. Is that
Oh,
I only met individuals like you and Greg, Misty, I haven't had the pleasure of talking or meeting Spencer or anything else, but you and Greg, Gary Spikes, and Flat Rock, okay, guys that are salt of the earth, living like what attracted me. Obviously, you got the sense that I'm only interested in what's happening to me because I want to understand
That's
what
normal.
happened to me, right? So I got attracted to those individuals, and then when I started looking at you guys, the individuals that has had similar circumstances and things happen to them or to you that then I looked into you guys. I'm not gonna lie, because then I'm like, who are these guys? Because I need to understand. I'm not. There's no joke about my real world life. Like I'm not screwing around here, bro. It's like
Yeah.
I need to understand. I got people reporting to me that I'm feeding families. I'm feeding multiple
Right.
Yeah.
employees,
And you don't, you
and
got
I
to,
have a
you got to
whole.
balance.
Oh no, I don't. That's on hold because I'm
Oh,
now. That is going to happen. I now need to understand because for my wife, when we're talking about selling the property, we're talking about uprooting. We're talking
mhm.
about going there and not being safe. We're talking about going there and not feeling safe. When I'm walking, on my own property and you don't feel safe, and then at 4 a.m, things are tapping on your window, and I'm getting up, and I don't have a
Mm.
high-powered flash, high up enough powered flashlight, and I'm not you where I can just okay, like I wish I could. Honest to God, man, I'm going to get my gun license next year, but uh,
Yeah.
right now I'm limited to a crossbow, the most high powered flashlight, the most high powered bear spray, and I have 4 of them on my hip. And like there's shit's happening every night. Like I didn't I don't want, like I said, I don't this wasn't an episode to get into all of the stuff that's been happening to me. But when I don't get shaken easily. I'm from up north. I come from a hunting family. My uncles, you could drop them out of a helicopter anywhere on the planet. Literally. Vietnam, anywhere on the planet. And they, a month later, you can radio to them and they'd say, yeah, pick me up in a week here. Okay, it's fine. We're good. Like, I'm not shaken. It's not like something that, but when something that is not in, this isn't supposed to be real.
You,
Okay,
you,
none of
you,
this is
you
supposed to
weren't,
be real.
you weren't in control of the situation, and
No,
it
there's
scared the
not.
shit out of you.
No, it's like it's on another. It's just
Mm.
like it's beyond that, Roger. And I don't want to get into it. Like I said, I didn't want to turn the night owls into a whole episode of me
But
because
somebody wants to
I
know if
got
you've got.
I got touched by it.
Mhm.
Okay,
What's that?
so you did it. Look at you laughing. You did it.
Somebody wanted to know if he's got any pain and discomfort in your leg where that is. And I want to know where is it? I mean, like what part of your leg is it?
It's literally right on the right side of my right knee, on the right side of my knee, literally on the right side of my knee. There's a uh I'll show you, man. You want me to show you?
You better watch it. Misty be sending you worm dirt and everything else to eat.
Yeah.
Okay. No, because witch hazel, I've tried it all. I've tried it all. I've tried everything to get rid of this. Honest to God, Misty, I've 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 researched. Listen, you guys don't understand. I'm not one to be.
Wow.
Okay, so on my right side of my knee, right here. Hang on. Right. Hang on. Okay, you're not gonna be able to see it. You're not gonna. Now that I look at my knee, I'm like, Jesus Christ, get that off the screen.
I can see it.
Get that knee off the screen.
I see it.
So
No, I
right
see
here, there is a wound that is a scab. Okay, right here,
Yeah.
there's a scab that will not heal.
Hmm.
Okay, and it's just constantly like a light scab over it, right? And I can scratch it off and everything else. Yeah, it annoys me, but it doesn't hurt. It doesn't. I don't know it's there or anything else other than it's one of those. Some people have a weird tick or whatever that they'll get something like a scab or what they'll pick
Yeah.
at and everything else.
Yeah.
Occasionally, I'll think of it and go, yeah, and yeah, it's still there. But
Well,
it wasn't until like 6 months, 7 months after, and I'm in the shower and I'm like, Jesus Christ, that thing hasn't healed.
I mean, I'm kind of like what Pyro was talking about, see if a magnet would stick. But also, it'd be cool if you had somebody that had one of those little Geiger counter things and check and see if there's radiation or anything off of it.
Both very good. Yeah, and honest to God, since watching 1,000 encounters now since then, I wouldn't go into the woods if you're an investigator or a researcher or whatever going into the woods. I wouldn't go in without a Geiger counter.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something, Verax, that I've mentioned this a couple of times, and I think people probably misunderstood what I was talking about because I've talked about before how that there was a certain part of the land that I hunt now that it was always the closer I would get to this one corner of this big field, it was like I'd start getting gloom and doom and horrible feelings, and it was like I'm not supposed to go here, and I kept, I know what the property looks like down in there because, there's at times in my life I went down in there, and it's pretty, it's real beautiful hardwoods and open, and a lot of the deer that I kill come from that area. And, when things would be slow, deer coming out in the field, I would think, well, if I go down there, they're probably eating acorns down in that hardwoods. So I'm going to go in there and hunt it. And I would park my Jeep or my truck and walk. And I would make my mind up, look, I'm going to go down in there and hunt. That's where I'm going. I'm going to that far corner. I'm going to drop off down. I'm going to watch this. There's a big branch that runs water through there. And time again that I would get there and be walking toward that area, and where I was parking, I was going to have to walk, sometimes 300 or 400 yards, and it was like I couldn't go down in there, and I'd just start being gloom and doom, and I would just say, no, I'm not going to go, and I'll go get in one of my hunting blinds, and I would hunt, and everything would be fine. But I kept thinking, and it got to weighing on me, no, I really want to go in there. I want to go in there. Why, man, I've been going to do this for a long time. And I absolutely made my mind up that I'm going over there today and I'm going to go off in there, and that's where I'm going to hunt. I'm going. I've been saying this, and I keep putting it off. And for some reason, I wasn't going. And man, I walked across this field walking at that area. And I got within, I don't know, it was a pretty good little ways, maybe 100 yards from that corner. And there's an old log road that goes off in there. And I'm going toward that log road, going to walk it down in the woods. And by now, the gloom and doom and the horrible, like the whole world's crashing, something terrible is going to happen, just anxiety needle is just buried. And it's almost like I'm being held back. It's like almost like I've got resistance, like I'm walking into a strong wind. I'm thinking, I'm just getting spooked, this is all in my head. And I keep going, and I get a little closer to that corner, to that road going out. And it got down to where I felt like I was in a river and trying to walk upstream, and I could not. It was like I could not make my feet move. It was like something was holding me back, like I was walking into a wall. And I got choked down. I'm talking about choked down, could not make myself take another step in that direction. And I just stood there. I could not make myself, I'm a big dude. I could not make myself go any further to go in those woods. Just could not. And I can't explain that to anybody. But it was like something was holding me back. Now, whether it was a booger man, zapping me, or a guardian angel holding me back and going, look, dumbass, you can't go in there. That's not where you're supposed to go. But I stood there, and I'm sitting there thinking in my head, no, I'm going in there. I don't know what, I'm going. And I could not make my own feet move to take another step. And I stood there and struggled with that for several minutes. And it still, I can't even put that in words, really, and do it justice. But now I was able to turn around and walk backwards, or say backwards, walk the other direction.
What did you
and
do?
go a couple-
What did you do right as you decided to leave? Did you have a thought or because I struggled, I fought, and I tried to push my feet forward, it wouldn't go, and
Well, I
I
just
know
thought,
exactly what you're
Roger,
saying.
I finally, it was like in my mind, it's like, well, shit, I give up. I guess I'm going to go over here because I can't make myself go in there. And I felt like a coward. I mean, I thought, well, here I am. I've done got myself spooked.
Yep.
But y'all, the more I think on it, I mean, that's what happened is I could not, it was like my shoes weighed 500 pounds. It's like I couldn't, like I could pull against them and they wouldn't move. But now once it clicked in my head, okay, I'm not going in there. I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to hunt in that far shooting house. Dude, it's like I could move again. And I just turned and went and walked over there and hunted. So, I mean, I don't know how to explain that.
Yeah.
I didn't have any like missing time or nothing like that. But I can't explain to anybody why I could not, I thought it was maybe just fear and, but in my mind, though, I was telling myself, it's all right. Go on in there. Shit, we put this off. I'm armed with a semi-automatic 30-06 with about 40 rounds of ammo. And then I've got a 357 Magnum combat revolver under my arm. And like I said, I'm not no little bitty dude, but I physically could not make myself walk into that woods over there. Couldn't do it.
Yeah. And I had the thought of like, you're being a punk. Why are you scared? You've been looking all night to get out here in this snow, and I could not. I tried like you're being stupid. You're being a punk. I
Yeah.
couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. And what let me go was in my mind. I said, hey, if you'll let me go, I'll turn around with my right foot and go back to the house and won't come back today. And as soon as I
And then
thought that
boom.
in my mind, it just released,
It's like a
felt like a
switch.
release. But I did exactly what I said I was going to do. I didn't,
Yeah. Yeah.
have no
Yeah.
clue.
And
To this day.
here's the thing. So because I've spent endless hours on watching endless encounters and trying to find what happened to me exactly, Greg. What you described exactly what Roger just described, which is they have the ability to freeze you. You're paralyzed. Like you can't move. You can't go forward. It's not you can't move. It's not. It's the most. Uh,
Present.
I'm not like if you go to my channel, right? So I've been under posts. I've been trying to find everyone I can, and everyone I've been trying to put under posts on my channel, and this is all going to get much more evolved coming forward. Because right now I'm in the stage of just trying to find as many people like you that this has happened to, and what happened to you and how you can describe it. Now, the people that it's happened to are prominent researchers and that are out there every day looking for it blows my mind. I'm not going to lie to you. The fact that anyone would ever go looking for these things.
I understand.
Listen,
Yeah,
there's just
I
a
know.
whole nother. And here's the thing, okay? I'm gonna say this really quickly as a disclaimer. I've only touched on 1/100th of what's happened, okay, in our conversation tonight. It's literally been 1/100th, okay? I'm not going into detail on all of the little itty bitty nitty gritty details and everything that me and Greg have talked about in messenger chats, and Gary Spikes and I have been on the phone, and Flat Rock, and you know, when once I realized that the certain people that I can talk to that this has happened to, that could shed some light on, even if it was the smallest detail, because I'm an experienced interrogator for CSIS or for so I'm not going to. Anyway, the bottom line is
What?
it's an uncanny experience, right? That this is just
What?
one little thing, right? That we're talking about where you said you couldn't move. You wanted to, and you could think, blink, assess. You could look at what was going on around you and everything else. Only you didn't have the power over your own body to move forward one step, right?
Right.
And you realized that, and you realized that something else was in control. Difference being, you probably, I'm just going to take a guess because I don't know without going back and looking at it, that you had experience in Sasquatch, or that there were other beings out there or something going on that could have been doing this to you. When this happened to me, that wasn't a thing. Like, I'm
Yeah.
sitting at the fire that I've been sitting at for 20 years, and everything is going. I have a Bluetooth stereo speaker beside me, and I'm at the fire, and I'm looking at the stars. I'm watching the UFOs do their thing. I'm watching Elon Musk's little satellite show go across the, like, it's like a 8K. Everything was fine, okay, like normal for 20 years, and then what happened to me was a little different. I'm not going into detail about it, but something happened, and then when I got up and came, and this happened where I got frozen, that's what really it was like. I'm looking, and I could think, blink, think, like, look over. I looked with my eyes, not my head, over at my wife, who's in the cabin in the living room right there with the lights on and everything else, watching her show, and I could see her, but I can't move. And I'm not going to lie to you, I got angry. I was like trying to go
Well,
forward, and I couldn't, and I got angry, and I'm like,
what's
I
going
said,
on?
you can't hold me here, whatever it was, because I couldn't see anything. So when something like that happens to you,
Yeah.
where it's just like completely, like, what's going on, bro?
Well,
And
Verax, mine happened before I actually saw a Bigfoot. So, but I was younger also. That's why I keep saying I might have been a little naive. It was just something
how
weird
old
that
were
happened.
you, do you think?
It was probably about a year before I saw the Bigfoot, but I saw it just a few yards from that area, just on the other side of the fence. And maybe the next year, I don't know exactly when it was,
How
but
how old were you
I was
roughly?
14 when I saw the
Okay,
Bigfoot. So I was
okay,
probably about 12 or
okay,
13ish.
okay.
And so I didn't know what to attribute to. And then after I got into this community in 2020 and started learning, then I go back to before I saw the Bigfoot, and there's things that pop up that probably were associated, probably 100% was associated with it. So it knew I was there. And then
Yeah,
when it stepped out, it was looking up to the top of the hill, and I'm
yeah,
like, "Oh my God," my
yeah,
mind's going, nuts. Well, with all of that chaos in my mind, this thing turns and looks at me almost like an acknowledgement, like, "I know you're there." You know, you it was no more it wasn't concerned. If a deer had walked out and seen me, it would have run. You know what I mean?
yeah.
That thing wasn't concerned that I was standing down there at all, and it just went on and did what it was doing. So, um, a
What
lot of
freaks
it.
you out though is that you don't know what's doing it to you,
Yes, right. You're
right?
right.
Like, to me,
Yeah.
I'm sitting there and I'm looking at the fire, you know, and I'm just looking, and there's nothing there, but I can't move. So I'm not. Listen, to those that are listening, to those that have, when something like that happens to you, okay, when you don't have the power over your own body and you're standing there and you're like, and I was frozen, and I not it's rocked my world. Like it's literally changed absolutely everything every single day that I go to bed, every day that I wake up. Now, and I'm not I'm not going to lie to you that since that happened, my world was relatively boring before this. Now, I'm worried about going to bed tonight because last night I slept about 2 hours. Okay? And that's a problem. Last week I was on Doug's show, I had a meltdown. I was at 2 Christmas parties for family events, none of which and no one in my family is accepting of absolutely anything to do with this, okay? Absolutely anything. The
That
fact that
sucks.
the fact that my wife is even that we're still she wants to sell the place and just say fuck, let's move on. Like come on, let's go. Like we don't I and this has been in her family for 3 generations. And she's like, let's go. Like we need to put this behind us. And I'm not the type of individual that's like willing to do that. I'm sorry. I'm not. And the value, I'm not dumb. I'm not like where we're at. It's a good spot. I'm weighing everything. And I'm just
Well,
like, here's the thing. I think I can make it out of the other side of this. I honestly do. And I'm going to doctors. I'm sitting down with psychiatrists. Okay, uh, having to tell certain things, and now I've tailored a lot of it, obviously, to what because of my experiences with the medical industry. Let's just say with the psychiatrists and stuff like that. That since the beginning, that I've now toned it back a little. That I understand that this is not they're not going to understand this. They're not going to get it. But however, they can help me out with the PTSD part, but prior to this, right? And
yeah.
and I can gain certain other things. This community, though, and I'm not going to lie to you, you guys, I love you. Like I honest to God, I think you guys have a tight knit community that you've built. You've been working hard, and you've been doing everything right. To put this on my radar was when when I went through the whole paranormal because I honestly thought this was a divine intervention. I'm a Catholic, come from a Catholic upbringing, and I thought this was my father that maybe saved me from. And like it's you're not getting the whole picture, right? So there's like I said, 1/100th of what we're talking about here. So it's not fair to everyone that's watching and everything else to not understand everything. And if we went through it and everything else, we would have to have a 3 episode thing. But the bottom line is, it led me to you, and that what led me to you was through research on my behalf and a lot of individuals that I have under my employ that helped me get to where it led me to Sasquatch. It led me to fucking Bigfoot. Like what the
Right, I know.
Yeah.
are you
I know.
kidding me right
No,
now?
I
Like is
know.
that even like when that happened, I was like, you're kidding me, right?
Yeah,
And then
that's
I
funny.
watched the first 2 experiences that I came across that they were explaining their encounters in the Bigfoot world, okay? Ron Moorhead and Kevin Keeney, the Arizona 4 or whatever. And there's another guy that is like just like literally the top 3 like in the Bigfoot world that from the last 10 years ago, right? And they all explained what happened to me better than I can explain to you what happened to me. They explained it better. And
Yeah.
I'm like, are you my mouth
And
hit the floor when I heard Ron Moorhead say what happened to him when he was in the Sierras, and he said divided a plan. We're gonna go up there. I hear them. They're right above us, 20 feet. Him and his partner in the little whatever they call that, whatever makeshift shack. They go. He says we're gonna jump out. We're gonna run up 20 feet. We're gonna see this thing because we can hear it. It's there, and they run out. They run up the hill, and they get like 6 feet, and boom, both of them frozen. And his guy behind him, 3 feet, says, "Ron, I can't move." Ron says, "I can't either." Okay. So when I saw that, I was like, my mouth, because I'm not lying to you, bro. Like, there's no lying. I'm in PTSD. I'm trying to figure out what the hell happened to me, and I just had 3 doctors laugh at me. They didn't laugh at me, but they're just like, they just shut me down.
Right.
And I'm like, so put the jacket on me. You putting a straight jacket on me? Where am I going next? Am I going to like some Ward 13 down here? Am I going to be up for some kind of investigation kind of thing? Like, what? Have I lost my mind?
Upper Pod 7 with Misty.
I got to come home. I got to come home. I got to come home to my wife. And I got to say, babe, I literally had a mental breakdown. I had a snap. I had a mental snap at our cabin, and I can't go back because I'm afraid to go to our own property now. So, and she says, we're going to get through this, right? And like, you guys, like, this is real, man. Okay. So I get back to the cabin, and now I talk to Greg on Messenger. Okay. And we communicate, and Greg sends me a 12-point list. And he says, do this. I'll bring it up right now on my phone. Literally. I talked to Gary Spikes. And I talked to I'm listening and watching Flat Rock's things, because now I'm drawn to what's going on in your property. You have to deal with it every day. How are you going to deal with it? And how much trouble am I selling my place, or is my family in danger? That's basically what's going through my mind. So after going through all of that, then I start getting the slaps on the cabin, and the cabin shakes. And I start getting shit happening, like where things are hitting the roof of the cabin, pine cones, acorns, whatever they are, hitting the roof of the cabin. And then at 4 a.m, we start getting taps on the windows. And the taps, I have a big bay window in our bedroom. And it's covered, obviously completely covered with a blacked out, curtains. But I can hear the taps. And my wife's asleep. I'm not sleeping. I'm awake, alert, 24/7. Now, I'm getting up at 2 a.m, going out because I can't sleep. I hear the taps, grab the flashlight, go out, light a smoke. Gonna stand on the front, like I'm only so brave. I'm gonna stand on the front porch of the cabin, and I'm like, I'm not gonna see anything, or I didn't see anything, or hear anything, or whatever, right? And then I hear the scream, and Roger, you've heard the scream.
Oh yeah. Hey, so I gotta go, y'all. Thank
no
y'all.
Way. No way.
I gotta run. I gotta go.
No way.
Misty's recording boogers right now as we're talking.
Well, let's hear that.
Y'all, thank y'all.
Enough with me, Roger. We were just getting started.
No.
Hey, y'all guys, we gotta go. I gotta eat.
Midnight.
I'm sitting here trying to eat my pig that we smoked, and I'm starving.
Smoking a pig. What kind of?
Well, y'all, look, Verax, we're just gonna have to get you back on with us, and we can go into detail. But look, Jeffrey Yarrington is gonna put you in our private chat, where when he sends out a call at night, and we sit around and solve problems and stuff, You need to jump in there, because I promise you, if you get in that chat where we can actually talk and just be us, it's probably going to do more for you than going to them doctors.
I would absolutely love that, Craig.
Yep.
Honest to God, I would absolutely love that, because there's no one. I have no one to talk to about this. I've lost, like I said, family members. This is something when it happens to you, that when you don't, this ain't on your radar or anything else. Okay, it's cool. I would have loved. Okay, put it this way. I would have loved to discover Roger and you guys in this community. I would have loved to have discovered it as a interest level, like a fun lore, like holy shit, maybe this shit's real, kind of deal. That would have been fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely, honest to God. And I have a few friends that are very close friends that I've said, like, you guys need to pay attention to this. You actually absolutely should. If not for anything else, from an entertainment point of view, you should probably pay attention to this, because, my wife's into Stranger Things and all these other, like, her favorite genre is horror. Thank God for that, because she doesn't scare easy.
Yeah.
And this stuff that's at the cottage and stuff ain't freaking her out as much as I thought it would. But when you have something that happens to you personally, like Greg, you can relate to, it changes everything. It changes.
Oh, your whole world turns upside down.
It changes absolutely everything, and it changes your everyday, and that's the problem. I can't go out. I can't, like, 20 years at the cottage, fishing, hunting, fight, doing anything and everything I want, anytime I want, changed immediately to now what's watching me, what's going on, and everything else. Like, that's always in the back of your mind. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to change a thing, because personally, I'm crazy. I don't give a crap. I'm going to go out there every day and all day, and I will listen to the point where okay, let's leave it at this tonight. If I'm the guy that dies to Bigfoot on record, on film or whatever, I'll be that guy, because I don't give a crap. I am going out, and the one good thing is that I'm going to get a damn good look at what's coming at me, and whatever comes at me, I'm going to do my best, right? We're going to do what we can to make sure he knows what hopefully he's going to die off the fat on my body.
If one gets me, dude, I'm gonna get my revenge. I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna kill it with high blood pressure and high cholesterol.
Right. You say that more eloquently than I could. Exactly. Hopefully he's gonna die.
I think I could put one in a sugar coma, like instant diabetes.
Yeah.
Diabetes. Guys, Verax, buddy, we appreciate you coming on, and we will definitely have to get you back where we can go into more detail.
For sure.
Well, Misty, you want to sign us out of here? And
I'm sorry, guys. This wasn't the night owls that everyone probably anticipated or expected. Which is, if I wasn't on here, I swear to God, I was crying before I got on here. So
look, dude, let me tell you this. I've said this before. I went a long time, and I kept it to myself what I was dealing with. And that's when I realized that I wasn't helping anybody. And I knew there was people going to be out there like your situation.
Yeah.
They didn't have nobody to turn to. And if just me getting up and telling people the truth about what I'd been through could help them, I was willing to do it. And look, it put me in an awkward position because of what I do for a living, and me being law enforcement. I'm an elected official. I mean, people, I still don't go out here where I live and scream this to everybody. But I mean, it put me at a little risk for people looking at me, outside of their giving me the side eye, cocking their head, going, this dude's a little fruitcake. But I got to the point I really didn't care because I knew there was people out there that needed to know. There was people out there that needed somebody to talk to, and realized that they weren't the only people that's dealing with this. And like I said, man, I've dedicated a lot of my life to helping others through law enforcement, through being in the fire department, the rescue squad. And this gave me a little extra that a lot of people didn't have to be able to help this group of people. And that's what got me here. And I realized that there is people I could help, and it was bad on me to not help.
You know what? Nothing but respect to you, Greg. Honest to God, listen. And everyone watching, and anyone that sees this afterwards, respect to you, respect to, and I have a great respect for not only you but everyone that brings attention to this. Like I said, I'm going back to my cabin in May. My intention is to understand what happened to me. I don't know that it was Bigfoot. I don't know that it was Sasquatch, booger, whatever. Uh, what I do know is I'm going to find out because I have the as many resources as I could possibly muster to find out what happened to me. I'm going to, because I need to understand this so I can end the endless cycle of bullshit that I'm going through right now. And
Yeah.
and
Do you have floodlights up?
no, I don't. So this is the thing, right? Like, so I've watched 1,000. I could put the floodlights up. I could put the motion sensors up. I could put cameras up if I want to keep them away. Do I want to keep them away? I think it's a different scenario, and I'm analyzing all of the reports that I'm getting from my cousins and my friends in BC and Saskatchewan and Alberta, and in the mountains over there, and I'm getting from my brother who lives in Spokane, Washington, Idaho. He lives in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, on the other side of Spokane, and all his friends and military guys that are studying this shit. And they're tracking these things through the bush because they're different. These are what you guys have as military guys, right? Like, it's hardcore out of the military, and they've now retired up there, and they're tracking these things through the bush because they think, anyway, they're of a different scenario
this,
where they
though.
might bring one in. They think that they could maybe bring one in because they're getting all kinds of encounters in Spokane, Washington, and I'm tracking. I have friends all around the world, right? So, and through our businesses and stuff. So I've now been weighing it. Sorry to cut you off, Misty, but to answer your question is, I don't know what the best way is to go about dealing with what's been happening. Now that I have my wife at bay, that she's okay to, it's irrelevant to her. She's just like, you know what? They haven't harmed us. We're not harming them. I've taken Greg's advice. I've taken Gary Spike's advice. I've gone out there. I've talked to them. I've done we could do a whole, like I said, 3 shows on what's gone on. There's been a lot. Okay. We've just literally scraped the surface. When I went out and talked and took their advice and went out there and talked, it worked. They stopped slapping on the cabin. They stopped throwing things at the cabin. They stopped tapping on the windows. And now we're down to, I'm getting these glyphs on these tree stumps where there's literally leaving these little stick figures in a 5-inch by 5-inch little pattern on a tree stump. And they're leaving crystal rocks that are not from my area. I've never ever seen them before. And they're leaving feathers under my car windshield wiper, a feather, like a blue jay feather. I opened my door one day at my cabin and a blue jay feather fell out. And I'm like, there's no blue jays dropping a feather and it's landing inside the door between the 2 doors. Okay. So there's lots of things that have been going on that are beyond my comprehension. And then that led me to, that's what I started watching for it. I was just like, these things started happening. And I'm like, And then when I tuned into you guys and then all of the other episodes I've watched that if these things are common, I was like, oh, so I got to watch for all of this and a lot more, because there's probably been a lot that I haven't been seeing. But when I go down to the fire at night, because after this happened, I went down to the fire and I didn't stop. Like I said, I'm not going to change my way of life. When I go to my cabin, I'm in a cement jungle here. I could throw a stone and hit the Blue Jay Stadium right here. I can hit the Maple Leafs play right across the street from me. I'm in the jungle. When I go to my cabin, that's chill time, and it takes me a couple days to relax. Like Greg gets to his man cave, and I'm not going to change that. When I go to the fire, I start hearing. I'm not gonna I start hearing these thuds in the water, and then, like I said, it's kaplunk, and they're fishing or they're swimming, but I can't see them because there's a whole sheet of spruce between us, and they don't stop. They don't care. I have the music going, and I think they just sit there and they're doing their thing, and I'm doing my thing. Now, I didn't stop any of that or any of this, right? So this goes on every single time I go to the fire, and every single time I'm at the cabin. If it's not raining, I'm out there. I'm gonna have a fire. I'm gonna put the speaker on. I'm gonna put some music on. I'm gonna have a couple drinks. I'm gonna stare, because the alien connection, like what I'm watching, what's going on in the sky is it's just a whole nother episode. So I'm not going to stop that, but that starts going on, and I'm not going to go get a camera or walk down to the dock and try to see what's making that noise or anything else, right? I haven't done that. I don't think that I should. I think that personally, I think if I put up cameras and lights, all this is going to stop. Because my neighbor to the right, it's got a $7.5 million place down here. She's the one that hired the place to cut down all the bush and everything else. This is all going to be on my channel in the next couple of months here, where I'm going to upload a couple of videos where the buck and everything else jumped out of the bush and everything on me, and all that bush is gone now. She put up that light and everything else because I think she's had some serious shit happening to her. We haven't talked or anything, and we don't talk. And on this side, the neighbor has his place now lit up like a Christmas tree. Like he's put literally wherever you could put a light or put a motion sensor on, he has it now on that side. And my place is the only place that has no lights, no nothing, all bush, all trees. Both of them have cut every tree on their property down. Mine has all of them, and I think they're using my property as a corridor to get to the lake. And but that doesn't make sense either. Well, it doesn't make sense either because we'll have a show where I'll tell you what happened when I got there last spring, and it was just nonstop. What led me to reach out to people like Greg and Gary Spikes, which was, how am I going to deal with these things and deal with them in a way that we can coexist? Because they pushed down a tree on my garage. They put something in my well water, like a muskrat in the well that tainted the water. Like it's just, there's a whole bunch of things. Like I said, we just scratched the surface. So
Wow.
Anyway.
Well, we appreciate you coming on, dude. I hope it helps you to decompress. I know it does, to get some of this off your chest and talk.
You have no idea. You have no idea how much it helps, and I'm sorry, man, to just
this is like therapy, and
that's what we do this for. And
You have no idea. This is not what this is not what Night Owls is supposed to be, though.
Well, that's all right,
It's
Dave.
not. This is supposed to be a fun laugh time where I come to.
Well,
Night Owls is whatever and wherever it decides to jump the tracks and hit the
Swear to
wall
God.
and blow up,
that's
pieces
it.
fly
Hey.
everywhere. Hey, we just run with it.
That's it. That's it. Hey, Dave.
I'm not, Greg. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm sure you've talked to many like me because you were God sent, and I, tonight might be the first night in the last like couple weeks here that I actually get some sleep because I'm not. You're right. It doesn't to be able to talk about it. Uh, it's huge because
Well,
I ain't talking about this ever to anyone. The only time
well,
I'm ever talking about it is anytime you see me pop up in chat. That's it.
the sad thing is, I hate to tell you, but this rabbit hole is deep and endless. The best thing I can tell you about it is I think you found the right people to be around and to talk to. And dude, I am telling you, if you've got to stand on the side of the highway with your thumb up in the air and hitch a ride, you need to come to our meet group.
I love you. Hey, listen, if I can get there, I will be.
Well, I'm telling you, you need to.
If I can get
We're
there,
gonna.
I will be. And
We're gonna.
I found my tribe. Like you guys are the like now. This is where I get my advice, right? Like I need to understand what happened to me,
Yeah.
and the closest I've come is right here in this chat
Well,
with you guys, and if I can't, and it doesn't have anything to do with what happened to me,
well, I
the
tell you,
fact doesn't change that I can relate to anyone else that you guys talk to, anyone else you interview, anyone else you come across in your chat and your friends that join the group. If something happened to them, I'm now where I used to be, maybe someone that would have looked at this and went, okay, yeah, all right, buddy. Now
yeah,
my ears are up and I'm like, you know what? You got my ear, and if you need anything, I'm your guy. I'm
yeah.
here for you. I'll listen. So
Well, I can tell you this, dude.
I
It
thank
takes.
you for that.
Well, here's the deal, dude. You need to thank yourself because it takes a level of bravery to be able to open up about this stuff. And for a grown man that like what you were talking about, your history and this and that, and I tell people I've rolled in the mud, the blood, and the beer too. And for you to step back and go, look, this scares the shit out of me, and that's what pisses you off is because guys like me and you, we're not used to being scared of any damn thing. But when you're having to deal with it, what you got to do is you got to turn that fear into anger.
Yeah.
And that's what I always did. I'd go home and I'm like, man, I must be stupid. I'm crazy. Something's wrong with me to keep going back.
You
And
taught me that.
and
Honest to God, Greg, we were selling the place, and you taught me exactly what you just said. Turn that
yeah,
fear into anger, and then say, you know what? No, you're not beating me. I'm here, and I have God. I have Jesus Christ as my Savior. You're not.
exactly.
You're not. You don't have any power over me or my property. And you know what? Um, this is what I tried to allude to earlier, way on before we got it way into me blabbing. I went. It led me to your community. It led me to you and Misty. Led me to you and Spencer and the Woodwalkers, right?
Yeah.
And it led me to Widden Clan Ken. Led me to Flat Rock. Led me to this whole community that you have.
Well,
And I
I'm
saw the love, and it led me to things that have now opened my heart, changed my life. You have no idea, Billy Schilling.
oh man, yeah.
Yeah, like and um, like the creek bottoms. Like you guys have now expanded. Mark and Rebecca, like Blackie and old line cryptids and Jeff. Like
Yeah.
it's just it's like an expanding flower that is just keep sprouting. And of all good people. And now, obviously, I'm still focused on what happened to me. I need to understand it,
Yeah.
and I will not give up.
Well,
But I went back and watched the first episode of Woodwalkers and saw Misty, uh, like a lamb, sitting there going, "Oh my God, we're on air. Let's go!" And you know, and she was like, it's just like you guys and Spencer and you and watching it's a sitcom, and this is why I've commented many times you should have your own show on TV. It'd be a #1 hit series because
well,
you're all bringing so much joy to so many people's lives. You have no idea, man. Like when you look at the numbers of your episodes and stuff, I reached out directly to Spencer and went, "What the hell, dude? I own an internet marketing company. I'm going to help you.
oh
I'm
wow,
going to." No, I said that, and like he said, "No, bro, you don't understand. It ain't about that. We're about organic, whoever, you know." And I'm like, "No, you don't understand." And me and him need to come to terms where you don't understand. He doesn't understand because I understand where he's coming from, where he just wants to be organic and whoever sees it and everything else, and he's just doing his thing, and you guys are just doing your thing and everything else. But he doesn't understand that where I'm coming from.
yeah,
You don't understand who you're helping and how many people you could be helping. And Spencer, like if you ever see this show right here, you need to talk to me because we're going to get all you guys numbers way through the roof because everyone. And now, and that leads me back to, and I'll stop talking. If I ever see one of these damn things, you're gonna see me on the news, front page. I swear to
well,
God, because
I'm
I'm
gonna
going to
say,
lose my shit. That
uh,
every single encounter and every single person like yourself that has ever seen one of these things better be standing on the front of their vehicle, screaming through a loudspeaker, going, "What the hell is going on this planet?" Because I'm gonna lose my shit. But
yeah,
right now, I'm just losing my shit. I'm not at that point yet.
well, here's the deal,
I
and
love
dude,
you guys.
it'll make you start doubting yourself. You just
Oh,
got to cling on. You just got to cling and hold on to what happened, and it's fact, and it happened. Which, luckily for me, a lot of times I had somebody with me, and I had somebody to reverb and bounce off of. That's going, damn, did you hear that shit? Or like Alan was sitting, he was sitting
oh
right here, and
God.
I'm in the recliner, and one slaps the wall, it shakes the whole cabin. You know, you
Yeah.
know, you can't. It takes a lot of the doubt out of it then when you're going, oh shit, the whole place just shook. But
That would
We're gonna
change
have to get
everything.
him to the man cave and
Hey,
get him to
listen,
sleep back there in my room.
yeah,
Greg, I am so sorry for the loss of Alan. Okay, listen, brother,
man,
as a brother, I know. Okay,
oh man,
okay, and you have no idea. And I can't wait to get down. I'm coming to the first meet and greet to be there
look,
to
dude,
give you a hug because
I'm
that is
just, I like Misty's idea, so I'm gonna just go ahead and extend a right here on air. I'm gonna extend an invite to you whenever you want to come down here, load up, and fly down here to Huntsville. I'll come down and get you, and you come stay here at the man cave a few days.
I don't know that. Listen, as much as I want to sign that wall, sign that Bigfoot on your wall there, you have no idea how much I want to put my name on it. You guys, Americans and Canadians, like, as similar as we are, we're a lot different. I fight with my fists, and you guys everyone has a gun. So
Well, it
down
don't
there,
matter.
it's a different game, and I don't know that I would know how to. Just
Man,
just act or just how to, like, if shit went down, so my brother lives in Idaho, and I went down there, anyway. I can't tell you this story because we'll go on for another 20 minutes.
oh Lord,
Look,
I went
you don't
down
have to
there.
worry.
I could
We
tell you
wouldn't
a
leave you
story, but
behind, I promise.
no,
no,
yeah, and I wouldn't worry because I was with you guys. I wouldn't. So
look,
We wouldn't make you sleep with the curtains open like what we do. So
yeah, no, no. Thing about it, look, dude. I mean, if it got bad, I mean, every room here's got a gun. All you gotta do is grab it.
Oh,
I ain't
I
gonna
know.
hostage.
I know. I watched one episode where they went into your bathroom, just a shotgun in your
Yeah.
bathroom. So
Yeah.
how whether I know how to use it or not, that's a different story. But
Oh well, look, I've got one of my best friends, a firearms instructor. We'll have you certified before dark.
oh
yeah,
man,
yeah.
listen, there's nothing more I want than to come down there. To honest to God, to be around like-minded people, and you guys literally. I mean, I'll just say you saved my life. Like, honest to God, Greg.
Man,
There's a lot more in people's lives that goes on, right? Like, as people can imagine. Okay, I lost my
well,
dad the year before. My mom's sick in the hospital, and this shit happens to me. My mom gets sick, and I spend 2 months, 24 hours in the hospital because I don't trust, and I didn't, and with good reason, trust the hospital staff of the care she was getting, where she was, and everything. Okay, like, it's just a lot that went on. And after that, actually, even before that, um, there's a lot that was making me question about this world we're living in.
yeah.
And
But the main
and
thing that you said, the most important thing that I heard come out of your mouth tonight was that you said that you was a believer in Jesus, and that's
yeah,
all it matters.
yeah,
That's all. Throw the
yeah,
rest of it out the window.
yeah,
Well, look
yeah.
here. I'm gonna tell you something. I don't talk a lot about this to nobody, but I was in the same place you was in. I lost my dad and my papa both in the same year, or and my mama, all three in the same year. But my mama and papa, they were. I love my dad, but they were my everything. And for to lose them both within 6 months of each other, I was in the same boat you was in, and I didn't care whether I was here, whether I wasn't, whatever. And I had kids, and I didn't care about none of it,
Everything
And
changes.
it was
It's weird.
probably 2 or 3 years after that, and I still didn't care about anything. Everything shut down when they all passed away. And when my aunt got me into doing this, I thought she was crazy. I was like, "Are you serious? You really want to do this?" And she was like, "I've been studying this for years. Y'all just didn't know." And
Yeah,
here I
but you were
am,
made for
and
it,
I'm
though.
gonna tell you, it gets better. It gets better, and you met up with all of us for a reason because we all need
That's it.
people.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, me,
Like I said to you, Missy, I there's a I don't believe in coincidences, and I think that people are drawn. So I have a pretty good. Unfortunately for me, the line in the career that I was in, and with the what I've been trained to do in life, I wouldn't wish upon anyone. But at the same time, intuition, like, that's one thing. You get uh people are drawn towards each other, okay? And there are good people, like they say, okay? So there's Sasquatch out there. And I'm not going to lie to you. They're real. And there are many different kinds. Many, many different kinds. Just like there's Chinese, there's Asian, Indian, Canadian, American, okay? That makes our populations and our around the world cultures, uh, the Sasquatch, I think, make us look like Mickey Mouse. Honest to God, I think there's many, many more than we could ever possibly,
yes,
more
sir.
than you could fathom. Let's just put it that way. And I have
Mm,
this because like I said, we haven't scratched the surface here tonight. You
no,
don't, you don't know the intelligence that we're going to get into down the road here. But
Misty, how many times have you and I talked about how that we felt like we were brought together, and just so many people in this group?
yes,
It's
yeah,
like we were brought together for a reason. I can't explain that to anybody. It wasn't just there, and not just me and her and Spencer and Roger. There's so many people in this group, like Brother Billy Schilling and Gary Spikes and
you have
Rebecca.
hundreds and soon to be thousands. And it's not It's not O negative. It's not the M on your hand. It's not like those are things. Like I'm sure, like we could, like, honest to God, I think you should track absolutely everything that brings us together and everything else. But there is nothing like no one came to watch your channel. No one came to become a member of this group or your community and everything else because of an M on their hand or because they had O negative blood. That might be something, and I think that absolutely once we're in the group and the community, we should track absolutely everything we can. But at the same time, there's something that draws us all together. And like I said, I don't
What did I
believe
tell you it
in
was, Greg? There's too much darkness right now, and the world's got to be balanced, and it needs light, and it
You're
needs
right.
people to care about
You're
each
right.
other, and it needs
You're
good
right.
energy, and
No, you're
I
100%
think that's why
right.
we've all come together.
Listen,
What about that? I've been telling
why
you.
isn't there anyone talking about that, Missy? Why isn't there people screaming from the rafters about the fact that we all know what's going on, and there are people being downed by this darkness that's this heavy weight of turn off the news, first of all, turn off your TV, get the hell outside. Thank God for you and your goats because it saved my life. Okay,
Wow.
you guys and your greenhouse out there, the leading me to Mark Green and their homestead and everything else and what I'm trying to do, and Greg in his man cave, unwilling to wield to life's burdens of what's going on in the world, and saying, "Come, I'm here. Yeah, come on, just come on through my door." Like, okay, so there's a reason that we're all drawn together, and I think that the more that I honest to God think the more people that we can talk to, that I think that there are a million people like me who are unlikely, unwilling, or not on the radar or anything else, but are all feeling the way I was feeling and everything else. And then when I found out that, holy shit, who are these? Like, this might be something, this might lead me to what happened to me and everything else. And then I start learning about the people in this community and the diverse community that you have and the loving and caring people that you have in this community. I'm like, there's loving, caring people, and you're bringing them all into one place, one community. It's a very special thing as far as I'm concerned. And honest to God, I'm going to do whatever I can to help grow.
You know, we had some very big name podcasters that tried to help us and guide us and gave us a lot of great advice, and wanted us to do this and gave us a lot of tips about how to make the show grow and drag in a lot of people. And part of it, of course, was we were going to have to be more professional, and we were going to have to do this and this. And me and Spencer and Misty all three agreed that wasn't what we wanted. If the show grows, that's great. If it doesn't, that's fine too, because we wanted to be real. We wanted to be us. What we tried to tell people is what y'all see is that's us. That this is the same me that you're going to see. If anything, I'm a little bit crazier or wilder than what I am here. But all these folks that's met us in person will tell you that this what you see is what you get, and we're not putting on anything for anybody. And because look, I'm asking people to believe me and take me at my word on all this stuff that happened to me. And I'm not going to muddy the water by them saying, well, man, I watched their show several times and then I met him in person. And man, that dude's, he's two-faced, he's totally different. No, I'm never going to do that. What you see is what you get. I'm just a old redneck hillbilly down here in Alabama. And, for some reason, the Lord saw that these things would be a part of my life, and I still don't understand. Like Misty, with Misty is right now, what y'all see with her is that's her. I mean, she's one of the most caring, loving people I've ever seen in my life. And I give her all the
Greg.
well, she's got
No.
her name straight, but it's just to certain people like her husband or Spencer.
Yeah.
But anyway, I give her all the time about her little light. I tell her all the time about she's got to let her little light shine.
Yeah,
And
you do. And she's so bashful that it's like, you know, Misty, you need to stand up and have some confidence, because you know what? Your light needs to shine, because you are so special. And Greg, you should have your own goddamn comedy special. Like, literally to God, I am so disappointed that I took away from the show tonight, because you had me like crying, like usual, as usual. It doesn't matter, and you're just being you. So, just do what you're good. Just keep doing, please. Just keep doing what you're doing, and do it more often. I understand that life has, life's going to do what it's going to do to us, right? And it's going to do what it. And this ain't paying the bills, folks. If you can afford a couple bucks, man, there's got to be a way to funnel some kind of money to make this happen more often. Because, honest to God, I'm happy. I'm happy to funnel the money anywhere I can, because I can, I just have to look at the bills for my wife's Netflix account, or the 90 other accounts she has to watch the shows she's watching. I haven't watched TV in 5 years. I don't miss it. Honest, I do miss this, and I miss it a lot. I've missed it a lot. Obviously, we've all had a lot going on over the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Greg being in the hospital, thank God. Oh my
man,
you just went through hell. So obviously we all understand that, and we get it. And Misty's had a whole ton of. Every single time she's in chat, she's like, I'm here, but I'm not here because I'm doing this. And I understand. We all have life things going on. And every time you do that, Misty, where you say, I'm here, but I got to go milk the goats, or I got to go, I'm making this, or I'm doing, I'm just like, I feel lazy. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I got to get off my rump.
Y'all, I'm not lying either. Like, I sent a message earlier. I had a goat stuck under the wall. I was trying to get ready. I was going to try to pop in on Wendell's show for a second. And I get outside to feed and milk, and I hear the goat yelling, and I go look, and she's got up under the wall and has got her horns stuck. And so I got a goat in here messing with her, goats outside messing with her, and I'm trying to dig her out back and can't get her out. So I got to go get a pitchfork and go in, and I'm trying to beat the goat off and keep him off of me while I'm trying to dig her out. It was a mess. Y'all, if I wore literally a camera around all day long and just let y'all watch what I do, you wouldn't believe it. You would think I was lying, that I was making this crap up and just doing it just because. My life is like literally just everywhere, every day.
Yeah. And who knows where this is going to lead? That's all I'm going to say, friends. Is we may end up strapping a goddamn camera to your ass and to Greg's ass all day, every day, coming, because technology is getting easier and it's getting more abundant. And you know what? If you have 1 million people willing to log on just to watch you go at that goat.
Let me tell you what
Listen.
JR was doing to me. I don't even want to admit this.
Go ahead and tell
him.
Whenever I had a camera outside for the goats, whenever I was watching them to see about them having babies, JR would be at work and he'd turn the camera on and be showing, some of the girls at work, they would ask, they'd be like, so how, you got babies yet? How's the goats doing? And he'd just turn the camera on and be watching me and I wouldn't even know it. And I'd be out in the barn and he's like, what are you doing? He said, why are you always out there talking to somebody or talking to the goats or just I always acting like there's 20 people in the room with you.
That's coming. We're gonna install the Misty Cam. The Misty Cam's coming.
Oh gosh, it's horrible.
Well, guys, I guess we can get off here and let everybody go to bed because I figure we've kept a lot of people up past their bedtime. So,
I need to
Thanks
go
for
eat
coming
anyways.
in.
It's almost 2:00.
I'm
Well,
going to
Verax,
tell you.
I hope
I'm going to tell you right now. I feel 20 pounds lighter.
Good.
I honestly, there ain't enough love in the world. There ain't enough that I can thank you.
Hey.
Thank you all for. And Roger, has been a godsend. So I feel I'm literally, I might get some sleep tonight, and I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah.
man. It's been there's a lot going on. Okay, so we haven't got into the whole Sasquatch thing.
Look here.
Let's just leave it at phenomenon, because there's a lot
Yeah.
of people that I know that flesh and blood and everything and that whole and everything else, mind speak and all that.
Yeah.
I, who am I? I don't know what. I don't know what's involved with that. All I know is that I'm not sleeping.
Well, look.
I haven't
Here's what.
slept, and I'm awake. And when I do fall asleep, there's shit happening in my dreams that I'm just like, oh my god, I'm suffering literally PTSD. If that's what it is, then I don't wish it upon anyone.
Well, here's what you do. They used to say count some sheep and you go to sleep. Well, tonight just think about Misty having goats jump over the fence.
I'm gonna. My usual go-to, honest to God, Greg, is the Lord's Prayer, and I say it over and over, and probably last night no less than 1,000 times between 2 a.m. and
Wow.
8 a.m. I must have said the Lord's Prayer literally 1,000 times, and in between that, there's just nonsense that I can't explain. And
do you use a noisemaker or anything? Turn
yeah,
on
I got
some.
my wife has 2 fans. She can't sleep in the room without 2 fans on. So she has the 2 fans, and then if I like, there's I don't want to get really into it, because if I do fall asleep, I'll have lucid dreams, and lucid dreams are different than just normally dreaming. So when I'm saying the Lord's Prayer, at the end of it, I'm asking to just be able to sleep. I want to be able to dream like I used to be able to dream,
Yeah.
and just have dreams of just nonsense, whatever dreams. Okay.
Well,
But my dreams are not like that. They're lucid, where I'm awake in the dream. Only I'm not in control. Like, I haven't gotten to that level where I'm able to control what's going on in my dream. Right. It's
Yeah.
there's someone else is dictating what's going on, and it's lucid like I'm awake. So even if I'm asleep, it's like you're awake, and that this is stuff I don't wish upon anyone, man. It's just not.
guys, I can hear my dog up walking. I'm gonna have to take him out to the bathroom.
Yeah.
But listen,
We'll get into
a
this.
recommendation right quick. Turn on some prayer or whatever. Like find something that's maybe somebody just reading like an audio book of the Bible or whatever.
Mhm.
Turn that on. Try that. If you have a small Bible, put it under your pillow. Put it in your pillowcase and put it up underneath your pillow. See how much better you sleep.
Okay. I'll try that.
Well, big love, everybody.
Yeah, I love everyone in chat. Thank you so much for being so supportive, and thank you guys. God bless you for what you do, man. Because
Hey, dude, I'm just glad you found us.
I promise that the next night I will not be on here, and these two will keep you laughing from the time you join to the time you leave.
We're glad you
hope
did.
You feel better.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I just
no, hey, don't you ever apologize. We hope it helped. We hope you feel better, and I hope you get you some sleep tonight.
Yes.
Put you a Bible under your pillow. I'm telling you.
I love you guys.
Hey, we love you guys.
Right?
Y'all have a good night.
Love,
take care, everyone in chat.
Bye, y'all.
The saxophone weeps a lonely blues down on a street with nothing to lose. Saw a flash of fangs in the alley's grind. Someone's running out of precious time. There's a heavy breathing beneath your bed, filled with all the things your mama dreads. You said mistaken